What's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. My name is Knackers, and today is Sunday, February 21st, and this is episode number 137. Tonight on the podcast, we have my two motherfucking homies, Middle-Aged Stream and Bishop GP. Jimmy, how you doing tonight, buddy?
What's crackin'-lackin', homie?
Oh, God, and Bishop GP.
What's up, guys?
It's good to see you guys. Thank you everybody for joining us. Welcome to the podcast. We are chilling. It's a beautiful Sunday. We are finally getting some warmth here on the East Coast. So fucking hope to God that means some warmth for the Mid Coast as well. Is that what we call them? The Mid Coast?
I live in the South, bro.
Texas is South?
Texas is the South. Yes.
Southern Canada is what I call it.
Texas is South.
Mexico is South.
I'm hours from Mexico.
But you aren't Mexico.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't some parts of Texas are actually further south than most northern parts of Mexico?
This is
true.
This is true.
But Knackers likes to make blanket statements that are full of generalizations.
Don't you start this.
Yep.
And, he's a boomer.
Mm-hmm. He didn't know that it got cold at night in Arizona.
Okay, we're gonna have this conversation again.
Did you know that we had the coldest weather and most snow that we've had in my area of Texas since 1895?
Damn, that's like the Alamo time.
You know why 1895?
No.
Is that your birthday?
Because that's when they started recording it. And the year after that, so possibly longer than 1895.
Okay.
Wow.
It's
So-
like the
Did they start
We know
recording
at
it because it was
least
cold?
from 1895. Okay? On. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've seen enough like westerns to know that the weather back then was pretty hot. So it was, I don't know if it would have been that cold.
Are you
back
seriously basing your understanding of weather patterns and your on the amount of westerns you watched?
Are you going to disprove the movie Ice Age featuring the sloth
Jack Black
and
and the sloth.
Wait,
I don't even know why I do this anymore.
come on, in a fucking Tombstone with Val Kilmer and
yeah. You're gonna
they're all
Your
sweaty.
understanding of
They don't
patterns
call
in
it the
Your
spaghetti
understanding
west
of
because
patterns
it's
in
cold,
the South
bro.
is due to watching westerns.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that bad?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
So
but we're gonna move forward.
My original point was that if the East Coast is East Coast and the West Coast is West Coast, whether you're in Washington or you're in Southern California,
But is it the best coast?
let's ask
East
Tupac.
Coast, Beast Coast.
Oh wait, he's dead.
No,
what
I
is-
haven't proved it.
I almost said isn't Tupac? Isn't Texas? Wouldn't they be mid coast because they're in the middle-ish of the country compared to the
I've
East?
never heard of the term mid-coast.
That's what I'm saying. We got to start it. What do we call
No,
you guys?
that just sounds stupid. That's
Dude, the
like
South Coast.
saying
Texas has a coastline. South Coast.
that's. It's just
SoCal.
no. Mid-coast
SoCal.
sounds dumb. It just sounds stupid. It's
Don't-
not mid-coast.
Wouldn't you want to be a mid coaster? Like,
Wouldn't that be the Ozarks?
A
though? 'Cause that's more
mid-coaster sounds
middle
like something you
coastal.
found like in your chair, your recliner. You're like, oh, my mid-coaster, the little thing I set my drinks on.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I don't want to be a drink. I
That's
don't wanna
about
be
all
set
you're
on-
worth.
I don't want people to set on me. Wait, what? Anyway. Speaking of drinks,
Yes, let's jump right into it,
What a
Bishop.
transition. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I didn't have anything queued up. I went to the store like 3 times and I didn't buy anything. I bought sody pops. I bought like little spritzies, little energy drinks.
Got some sody?
But I just made myself a little coffee liqueur straight from the bottle. I don't know what brand it is. I just saw it and I was like, that's better than what
hold
I
on,
don't
hold
have.
that up.
So-
Can you hold that up again?
Mhm.
It's like a little.
Got some little,
Yeah, this
little
is a big
shandy
drink.
there,
I'm
bud?
gonna sip on a little-
You got you, dude.
Look at
Did
it,
you
it's got
just
little-
grab the top off of like a freaking Dimetap and
No,
just
you see
pour it
that?
in?
There's little British little
That's a
soldiers.
NyQuil, dude. That's a NyQuil top if I've ever seen one. It's on
This is
top
a big
of a
glass for me.
NyQuil.
Okay, my hands are
Okay.
just really big. That's
You have massive hands. It's
Yes.
my hands are just enormous.
I've just got some simple boxed wine. I took tomorrow off work because there's no students. And I can do everything I need to tomorrow. I'll still be ready for Tuesday when the kids come back. But I'm like, why the hell would I need to go in if I can do everything from my computer? So I'll be at home tomorrow. So I'm drinking some of my. I'm gonna stay away from the rose bushes tonight, but I'm drinking some boxed wine, and then as a little side spritzer when this runs out, I got a little Shiner beer, little Shiner.
Oh, look at that. He's wearing a little jacket. That's nice. You're like a lady that dresses her dog up. Like you're like
Who's
that
wearing a
kind of guy.
jacket?
Your little beer bottle that you just picked up. Thing's
It's a
wearing
koozie, you idiot.
dude, that thing's wearing a freaking sweater, man. It's like
a beer koozie.
It's a
You
koozie.
stupid, uncultured swine.
what do
You've
you
never
put-
seen this?
You put shoes on your dog as well, dude? What's wrong with you?
No,
man?
I don't. Well, no.
You
No,
don't.
I
Well,
You
what?
don't. Well,
Well, when I lived in
sounds like you
Alaska,
do.
we did put shoes on the dog, but the dog was a husky and pulled us in a sled.
You lived in
Oh.
Alaska? Wait,
Yeah,
hold on.
this is new to
Where
me.
did this come from?
I lived in Alaska for like 3 years when I was a kid.
Oh,
Wait, you were.
I was
kid
like
at one
from
point?
like age 8 to 11.
So that was back before they started recording weather patterns. You
What?
sure it wasn't just Texas?
What are you talking? Why are you laughing?
Because you were.
I
you
like
were
how we
talking
brought
about,
that right back around.
I don't
Oh.
even
You're
see
welcome.
I don't even know what's so funny.
I feel
I
like.
don't think
this
either
is
one of
new
you are
news.
funny.
I think
think
he was
this is new
making an
news
old
today.
joke
Mm-hmm. Yep.
because
Knackers,
you
so
said that they started
Knackers,
recording weather back then.
Yeah, Knacker's involvement in TikTok has really
I see
brought
what
his
you're
age
going with, but I
down.
mean, 1895 is long before I was born, pal. That's a good attempt, but you need to fucking just get
Listen,
better. Just look.
I feel
I'm
like
even
you-
looking. I was seeing chat, and it wasn't even scrolling. They were all one like, "What the fuck is this?"
Listen, it's not like we have a bunch of dentists in chat. It's not like they're experts on weather and age. So the joke is fine.
Yeah,
The joke is fine.
Chat, did anybody else catch on to that joke? I
Do we
assume
actually-
nobody
hold on,
typed
wait,
in
wait,
chat.
hold on. How do you know we don't have any dentists that are watching right now?
I'm
What
pretty
makes you
sure-
so fucking sure?
Listen, every time you ask chat what they are experts in everything. I have dentists, I have game developers, I have space astronauts, I have literal.
Okay. I get where
yeah.
you're going with this. Okay.
Astrophysicists.
Mhm.
Fucking
yes,
Esports
you're
doctors,
100%
yeah.
correct. We probably
Never
have
lost a game in
dentists,
their life.
special
Yep.
forces,
Mhm.
fucking Green Berets. You got
Pros.
them all.
Yep.
Good. I'm drinking. Which camera do I? This. I can't. You guys, you know what I'm talking about. I'm drinking
Yeah.
some Prairie Artisan ales. I got this fucking slushy.
Ooh.
I've been obviously drinking this beer on this podcast for a while, and I think my liquor store has caught on to the fact that I keep buying these, and I buy like four or 6 packs at a time. And so every time I go in there, it used to be there was one row of Prairie Artisan ales in the fridge, and then it turned into 2 rows, and then it was a shelf, and then it was the bottom 2 shelves of sour beers. I tried.
It's a trend. It's a trend, man.
This is not a phase. It's a lifestyle. Mom. Yeah, right there, Jimmy. Are you just happy that I love this beer so much?
I'm happy because there's a certain individual who may or may not have introduced you to Prairie Artisan Ales.
It was you.
Mhm.
It was you.
And ever since then, he tried to tell me, "Oh, sour beers. I'm not really sure all about the sours and the stouts, but you know what? Bye."
Okay.
And it sounded just like that. And then after he had a few, he was like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever had in my entire life."
The sour porter that you gave me was Jester King, right?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. The one that I had from Prairie Artisan just wasn't as portery. It wasn't as sour. It was more on the
Yeah,
mild
yeah.
side, which I'm sure there's somebody out there who would liked it. But yeah, that's what I got. I'll probably have a Vin Diesel here at some point in the show because they're delicious. There's a new Corona that is like
No.
oh, beer, Corona beer.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yep.
third
Okay.
strand of the
oh
Corona.
God. You had me for
Sorry.
a second. I'm like, no.
You know
Not
what?
another one.
You kind of just for whatever reason you saying that was probably the furthest removed mentally that I've ever been from Corona was that moment right there, because it took me at least 3 to 4 seconds to put it together that you meant the Z's, not the beer. That's actually kind of nice. Like, obviously my lifestyle hasn't changed. I'm still staying home, still quarantining, still masking, all that stuff. But for once, it wasn't within the first 3 seconds of my thought process, which was kind of fucking nice right there. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Anyways. Anybody looking to do a podcast with me in the near future? Dude, your mic is doing such a great job at suppressing out the claps. I'm so impressed.
No one heard any of the claps at all. It was just like the audio listeners are just like, yeah, there was just dead silence.
What?
But speaking of Corona, Elliot cannot say the same. How are you feeling, by the way?
I'm good, man. I really want to go to Vegas because I've already had COVID. So like my chances of getting it again are low. So I want to go and get out there and just see the world, see what's new out there.
Start touching money again.
Yeah, just fucking rub money on my
carpet,
face,
man. Just start licking.
I got my hair cut the other day, or 2 days ago, and I was just like, I had my mask on and everything, still being safe, but I was just like, I know I'm not gonna get that shit twice, right? And then you never know.
Oh yeah,
so,
you do never know. Oh my god.
It feels like I'm not as afraid.
I think they said once you get it that you're pretty much almost guaranteed good for like 3 months minimum. Is what I've heard.
I have a window.
There you go.
Heard, like there's like a 3-month window because I want to say, and I could be wrong on this. I want to say I heard like you're not supposed, if you contract it, you're not supposed to get the COVID shot for like 3 months after you test positive for it or something like that.
Really?
That's what I thought I heard. Yeah. Like if you tested positive and you get sick, like I don't think you're like wait to get I don't know. I could be wrong. I thought I read that somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not dentists on this podcast.
If chat can be doctors, we can be doctors.
If I was an ornithologist, I would know way more about this. So, but I'm not. Sadly, I'm not an ornithologist.
Yeah. So David Dobrik, if you're having another party, just let me know. Because
Son of a bitch.
I'm safe. But for the next 2 months, I'll be good.
Real quick, the only thing I want to say before we get into our topics is there anything sanitary wise that you will not go back to doing? Like, is there anything you're like, I've now realized how gross this is? Like not wiping or not flushing your hands after you poop. Is there anything that you're like, I can never go back to doing that again because I know what germs are there now?
Well, for one, I have realized how often I never really paid attention to doorknobs. Like I never really thought about it. I just would grab a doorknob and I would open it. I am very keenly aware of I'm not even trying to use my hands. If it's not a knob, I'm like shouldering my way through. I think that's the thing that I will never probably go back to is grabbing a doorknob and not immediately looking for a way to sanitize my hands. That is a thing that I think that's the biggest thing because I never used to think about it. I really didn't.
Have you seen? I've been going around to a couple offices around my side of town. Obviously, not in your side of town. And there are these
offices getting out there.
There are these vinyl wraps that they're putting around door handles that say self-cleaning. I'm like, how the fuck does that work? Like, can I just sneeze on it?
It's like a goggle tear off. You just pull off the plastic around it.
Maybe it has like a little like aerosol spray that like spritzes every time.
It's literally a sticker that is put over the door handles, and it just says self-sanitizing door handles. What the fuck?
What? How does it self-sanitize?
I'll take a picture of it the next time I see it.
I think that's what something Weenie just posted is a thing that I think is going to stick around in the States a lot longer is people wearing masks, like going out in public. I think you're going to start seeing that a lot more in the States now because it does help prevent the spread of disease and sickness. And I know for one, ever since this has started, I'll knock on wood, I have not had a cold. I haven't had anything. Like this is probably the healthiest I've been in my life because I'm not getting germs from other places I normally would be because I've been so ridiculously careful. I'm not saying that if you get it, you're not, because you can still get. I'm just saying, it's going to be hard to go back. It's going to be hard to think what it was like before COVID.
Airports.
When you see airports and convention centers, like have you or like big meetups of human beings. Like you see videos from pre-COVID with like just crowds of people mashed together, and you're like, holy fuck. Like EDM concerts, like the amount of people just like slammed uncomfortably in front of the the stage is like, it's ridiculous, right? Like
But-
even just from like a comfort level, it's fucking ridiculous.
That's already gone back to normal in other countries, though. Like
Yeah.
they are having festivals and campouts and orgies, and they're all fucking fine.
Yeah.
There's no
Are
cases.
you waiting for the next orgy, Knackers? Is that the problem?
Me and
I
Weenie
can't
have
wait,
just
man. You miss
been
the orgies?
drying up, dude. Our pussies haven't gotten wet in years.
He's gonna go back to selling essential oils and having the basement orgies.
And fucking Vima essential
Yeah, yeah.
oils, and what's that? Oh, there's a man cave where it's all just beer and cooking utensils and stupid shit. Dude, I'm fucking there. All right, so Bishop, what is your unsanitary thing you might not go back to doing?
Dude, it's gonna be masks in grocery stores, like that, but also like I used to go to like 4 or 5 conventions at the beginning of every year, and the amount of times I got sick at a convention was probably like 80 to 90% of the time I would walk out of the convention with something.
Yeah.
Because you're walking in these massive crowds with people in like a contained space, bumping shoulders with them, like squeezing through small spaces, walking on carpet for fucking hours, and like the amount of opportunity or potential to spread, like even just like a common cold or something like that, is like, it's kind of ridiculous. So like,
Yeah.
just basically like, I mean, they already do it in a lot of Asian cultures, but like wearing masks in settings where like I get it if you're outside or like running or like if I go into a grocery store, I should probably just wear a mask. Like it's not really that big of an inconvenience. I actually kind of like it for the anonymity, but like people are fucking gross, man. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we're kind of like slug things that move around and cough and sneeze and like people blowing their nose and coughing. Like, dude, yeah, just think back to any sort of big conference that you've been to or anything big organization of people. There's people coughing, sneezing, yelling, shouting,
Not showering.
all kinds of shit. But yeah, not showering. Just it's fucking disgusting, man.
Have you
People are
ever-
gross as fuck?
You know what I just thought about like this past month is those people at cons who don't shower. We think that it's gross because they smell. Think about how little they wash their hands compared to the normal person. And then, oh my God.
Just think about how much bacteria is in their ass crack, and then when they itch their asshole with their fucking finger, and then it's underneath their nail, and then they're touching shit, and they're
then they
walking
sit
around.
behind you at one of the whatever they call the keynotes, and they reach over and they grab your shoulder and squeeze in and go, "Hey buddy, hey buddy,
Are you Middle East stream?
Can you hand me that? Can you hand me that?"
Yeah,
And then you can smell like a hint of just like Famunda cheese on your shoulder now that's embedded in your clothes.
Blue cheese.
yeah, man. It's people are gross. Like I feel like, because usually like if someone shakes your hand and then you use hand sanitizer, you're known as like a fucking freak. They're like, whoa, you're like a germaphobe or some weird bullshit.
But now,
I hope we normalize a little bit of like being
Hey,
safe, or like
if you're
being
sick, you should wear a mask. If
Wow.
they can't, like,
But
I
Jimmy,
think that
that's
should
crazy,
be a
man.
common
That's
sense
crazy,
thing.
dude.
Well, I mean, it won't ever happen in the U.S. because people
Yeah.
are gonna be like, "My freedom."
yeah.
But you know,
America.
like I know from now on, if I'm sick in the future and I'm whatever, before like if masks when the mandate is gone,
Mhm.
if I feel like I've got a runny nose, whatever, and I'm have to be out, I'm gonna wear a mask for sure.
Or if you have a cough or like a sore
Yeah.
throat, like honestly, I hope that the culture of masks hangs around where it's like people are still going to be brain dead idiots and be like, ah, fuck, that guy's a sheeple. He's wearing a mask. Like, why are you wearing a mask?
Yeah.
But I think like previous to COVID, if you went into a store wearing a mask, people would think that you're going to shoot the place up. You know what I mean? Or rob the place. So I think,
now you can rob without any judgment. Like nobody's gonna know.
like it would be interesting to talk to like some A-tier celebrities, not like some fucking Twitch goons or YouTube plebeians, but some like top tier Hollywood celebrities and see
Some,
how
like,
they feel about
TikTokers.
because like if you look at I watched this documentary recently on Britney Spears. It's on Hulu, and like what the media did to her family and her, and like just pressuring her and like saying she's a bad mother and just up her fucking asshole literally for almost a decade and just turning into a psychopath. But like the fact that you have some sort of anonymity, if you are someone that other people will recognize, I feel like in this past COVID, however long this has been, what is this, a decade now?
Yep.
Fuck, man. Like it would probably feel great to be able to go to the store without people trying to fucking murder you. You know what I mean? Or like just harass you or want to touch you, or like, hey, can I take a picture with you? Especially in the generation that we live in, where everyone's these cringe fucking clout seeking fucking
Soy boys.
I don't even know what to call it. Cockroaches. Like where
What
people
is
are
a
like
soy boy?
constantly coming up to you, like sucking the life out of you. Hey, can I get a picture so my friends think that met you and we're like friends now? Like if I was
That's why I
someone that was
asked
a
you to get a
celebrity, it'd be
picture with
great.
me when I
Yeah,
met
but I
you
like
in
you,
Portland
dude.
the
Yeah, but
summer before
I like
last.
you. I like you, and I was hoping for a host.
I
so
was like,
of course
hey, man, let me get a picture. And I had to like go like this.
My arm's not long enough to get
Like,
Fishy in the
'cause,
picture.
yeah, okay,
Come here,
okay.
come get on my lap. Come get on my
Yeah,
lap.
but when Jimmy and I met, I found out that Jimmy is only 5'8", but which I mean he's really tall compared to me. So
Yeah, yeah.
I will definitely no longer bowl or eat in between bowling lanes, like in between frames.
Oh,
Cause I didn't give a shit, dude. Wings,
Yeah.
mouth, ball, mouth, balls, mouth, just back and forth. So I'll definitely be a little bit more cognizant of that. I carry around one of our guys before he quit. He 3D printed keychain door openers for everybody in the company.
That's cool.
So you
Yeah.
just run up, grab it, and pull it. So I'm definitely conscious of that for sure. Makes me think about all the times where like I've gone out to eat, held the door open for people, and then just gone in and then stuffed my face with some fish tacos. Yummy.
See, I'd already been in the habit when I go to a restaurant. Once we were seated and everything else, before food comes, I always go wash my hands.
Yeah, I wasn't that good.
no, I would never do that.
That was a
Never.
habit I already kind of had,
No.
but I only started that habit a few years ago. So that wasn't that's
That's something my
boomer
parents
thing.
tried. Yeah, my parents tried to get me to do that. I remember going to the restaurants and they'd say, "Hey, yeah, go to the bathroom and wash your hands."
you're like,
I
why?
can't remember the last time that I washed
You're a kid,
my
you're
hands.
like, why do I need to wash my hands? Let's wash my hands when we left the house.
Holy shit, man! I didn't even think I didn't even think of that. The last time I washed
Yeah.
my hands before eating in a restaurant was probably when I was like 13. So imagine
about
all
it.
that bacteria I just
Yeah, think
Same.
about it.
shoved
Yeah.
in my mouth. Holy fuck, that's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Isn't that gross?
I'm
Right.
only cognizant of it when I'm eating
I
wings.
haven't been to an actual restaurant in almost a year.
Same.
I haven't sat down
Same.
in a restaurant in almost a year.
Yeah.
Wait, over a year for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
because I played WoW. I mean, I'm a loser. I'm a degen.
I went through my camera roll and I found out that in the past year, I've been to a friend gathering once. It was a bonfire outside, 4 people. That is the only friend gathering that I've went to in the past 12 months. And that's fucking insane to think about.
Yeah.
Anyways, on to less depressing things.
Yes.
So I had a couple things I just wanted to touch on quickly. I don't necessarily need to have a discussion about it. If you guys have anything to say, yeah, you can. So these are the couple quickies for this podcast. Twitch tax forms have officially hit the internet. So if you are an affiliate or a partner on Twitch, you can go to, I think the website is amazontaxcentral.com or amazon.taxcentral.com. The one thing that I wanted to make very clear to everybody here, because this is always a point of confusion for every fucking streamer. When you signed up to be an affiliate or a partner on Twitch before the partner program, you used an email to sign up. It was possibly different than your Twitch email, and it was possibly different than the email that you used in your existing Amazon account. So if you go to this amazontaxcentral.com website and you try to sign in with your personal Amazon account, there's a good chance that the forms aren't going to be there. It all depends on what email you used. If you use an email account that was already tied to an existing Amazon account and you put that email into Tax Central when you signed up to be an affiliate, there's a good chance you have a duplicate Amazon account that only works for the Tax Central. However, if you were to take that email and sign into Amazon.com, it would prompt you to finish setting up an account. So this is kind of like the most confusing part of the entire tax process. If you have an email in there that you have access to, you probably got an email saying, here are your tax forms. I was talking to Wavepunk earlier this week, and he is somebody who has never had his tax forms in Tax Central. He's a Twitch partner. He casts for Twitch Rivals, and somehow has never gotten Twitch forms. They have to email them to him every single year. So because he is affiliated with Twitch at kind of a higher level than all of us, the rest of us pieces of shit, he might be getting like an extra handout as far as attention. He said that you could possibly get your tax forms emailed to you, but I don't know if that is for sure. So if you're an affiliate or a partner on Twitch, do yourself a favor, try to get access to your tax forms now because the support is dog shit and it's going to take you forever to get it. And to my knowledge, the tax deadline has not been pushed back for this year. It is still April 15th, I believe. So yeah, that's that. This one I just noticed last week. Twitch clips now have a bunch of weird letters and numbers at the end. And this is actually breaking the embedding of Twitch's clips in certain chats and certain websites. So before it used to be like clip.twitch.tv/the brown fox and the lazy dog. Now there's a fucking bunch of numbers and letters over it. I remember Beerbalot posted a clip in my Twitch chat. I'm like, Beerbalot, what the fuck are you doing? Go get the right link and then come back and try it again. Fucking pussy. Yeah. But it ended up not being his fault. I thought it was just because he was like out of the country or something. But that was something that I noticed. So if you see that, totally normal. I think they were running out of combinations of words to supplement all the Twitch clips that are getting created. Last quickie of the night. Also kind of recent that I just figured out. You can buy Twitch gift cards on Amazon. And pretty recently they went on sale. You could get a $50 gift card on Twitch for $40, and you could apply that to either subs or bits. So if that's something that you find yourself getting a lot, keep an eye out for those deals. Twitch usually tweets out when they go on sale, and I don't believe that they're on sale anymore. But just something to keep a lookout.
Cool.
Bitchy, you got some shit on the list.
Yeah, I got some shit to talk about. So BlizzCon happened. I think this was just yesterday, wasn't it? Or 2 days ago? I think I missed one day playing Valheim. I just disappeared off the face of the earth. But the BlizzCon happened, right? The BlizzCon or online BlizzCon, because obviously they couldn't have it in person. After announcing a plethora of different things, Diablo with Overwatch 2 and some other stuff, and WoW Classic BC coming back. They announced a bunch of cool stuff, but as part of this production, they streamed it on Twitch on the official Blizzard account, and then they had partnered accounts with Blizzard, so like a Diablo stream, they had an Overwatch stream, and it was kind of the same content on these different channels, but more catered towards those specific games. And then Twitch Gaming, Twitch's official gaming channel, was restreaming the BlizzCon production. And what was funny is that as part of like kind of like a halftime show or like an end of an end of conference performance, Metallica was on screen, and it was almost like the perfect reference of like the current state of Twitch with DMCA. Metallica starts playing, and Twitch mutes it and puts over some like free to use lo-fi hip hop, and it's playing over like video of Metallica playing. And the entire chat just explodes, and they're laughing, saying like LOL and like all this, like they're just clowning on Twitch. And the clips are pretty hilarious. Obviously, there's some stuff with like licensing. Maybe Twitch didn't have the licensing for Metallica where Blizzard did for their content. But it was just very funny that even Twitch is hiding or muting audio content on their stream when it's content that surely they have the rights to stream if Blizzard and them have a license.
And I want to say somebody made a comment about it in Knacker's Discord that made me laugh out loud. I don't remember if it was Sonder or it might have been Salty Sam that was like, somebody said something to the effect of, and they were playing Saint Anger, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to listen to that shit. Like, if you're going to play some shit, play your frickin', Settled or Ride the Lightning or something cool people want to listen to. Oh, is that Shroom? Oh, okay. Shroomy, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like, I saw a tweet about it. Yeah, no, it was a tweet I saw. Yeah, that's what it was. I remember, I'm like, God dang. I don't, it is hysterical. It's also, I think the big thing, and I guess this would be a kind of a segue into that a little bit, Bish, and I'm not trying to take away from Metallica, but this reminds me of, I guess last week, Twitter started freaking DMCAing a bunch of people on Twitter for a bunch of old clips, old stuff, and a lot of streamer Twitter I was seeing that was getting hit by it, And
I did not see a single tweet about that.
I did, because I saw some people that I follow were saying my friends are getting hit and da da da. And they're like, I'm getting ready to go delete all my old tweets and whatever. And I'm like, well, I don't really have anything like that on my old tweets, so I don't really have to worry about it. But yeah, I guess they're going to Twitter now to do that.
Oh yeah.
Jeez. Yeah,
I-
it'll happen on more and more platforms as things start to continue. I mean, I know Knackers has brought it up a billion times with TikToks
Oh, yeah.
that are getting copied from TikTok over to Twitter and posted there or Instagram.
Yep.
And licensing not being shared out, but
There's multiple funny things about this. Obviously, the fact that it's Metallica, and for those, I wonder how many youngins we have either in chat or listening later that don't understand the importance of DMCA and Metallica. And if you don't,
And yeah,
Google
you need
it.
to go Google it. Just Google Metallica, DMCA, and Napster.
yep.
Napster. You young fucks. Go Google that shit and go. I bet you there's a YouTube video you can watch on it. Fucking look it up
Probably.
on YouTube.
Grade A
Somebody
under
probably
A.
made a breakdown of what happened. If you don't like reading the words, you young Zoomers.
So that's funny thing number one. Funny thing number two, actually, there's three. Number two is that nobody thought beforehand that we shouldn't be having this band play their music live. Nobody thought that that was a bad idea, or somebody did, and then some fucko who didn't know what the fuck is going on.
Any band.
Yeah, at
Like,
all.
You're gonna pick the one band that's like the biggest DMCA fucking douches.
Yeah. Funny
God.
thing number three is that they did not utilize the second audio track. I don't know if they're using OBS the broadcasting or not. They didn't utilize the second audio track to port the music to, so that it wouldn't get caught in the VOD or the clips. Fucking hilarious from front to end. Like fucking, I can't.
Does it surprise you, Knackers? Does it surprise you? It doesn't surprise me.
Sadly,
it doesn't.
It does.
No, does it surprises you?
This is
Okay,
this is why it surprises me, because all of the decisions that Twitch has made up until this point, I don't believe it is because of a lack of intelligence. I think that old white men think that they know what is best for this platform. This particular thing, I think, is just straight stupidity and ignorance. Like the entire thing. So it's hard for me to believe that somebody's like, yeah, we don't really need to worry about DMCA, dude. It's Metallica, it's live, we're gonna be fine. I honestly think no fucking person in charge of throwing this event thought of it.
I don't think they did either. That tells me that you got some of the wrong fucking people in charge.
Yeah,
dude,
that's
have
the
you seen
point. It's like, it doesn't surprise me because they've been so tone deaf on so many issues in the last year.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not surprised.
I mean, you
That's
have a
the reason why
combination. You have a combination of the selection of Metallica being made by Blizzard, and Blizzard is like the most tone deaf company of all time, right? With like the free China shit going on, or like Hong Kong or free Hong Kong and all of that. But the fact that like those dudes that run Blizzards that are like the staples of Blizzard, they're the same dudes wearing fucking Guy Fieri shirts that have been around for hundreds of years. You know what I mean? Like,
Flavor Town!
They're just these Flavor Town looking fucking dweebs. And dude, these guys are legends, right? But the other thing that I thought would be funny is if, or what I was thinking is maybe Twitch did this so then people could do like a watch party. Other streamers could do a watch party of the Blizzard content. And then if they're watching through YouTube game or through Twitch Gaming's channel, then while Metallica is playing, it won't like scatter to all the channels that are spectating or watching. So other streamers wouldn't get DMCA'd on their own platform. So maybe that was like why they had this Twitch Gaming channel going. But what I thought would have been fucking like the ultimate comical hilariousness is if the song that they used to replace Metallica, the lo-fi hip hop song, ended up getting DMCA'd on all of the streamers' platforms. That didn't happen that I know of. But that would be the ultimate hilarious fucking turn of events. Like they try to save it for their own platform, and then it screws everyone else down the river that's ripping the content off. But
I just don't understand. What's the point of even having them there if you're just gonna fucking play over? You know what I mean? What's the point?
Yeah. Well, it's obviously Blizzard making a decision and then Twitch making another decision. So you have these two companies full of fucking morons that are just making bad decisions, right? But what would have been a big piece of this that's worth noting is that YouTube also had this restreaming. So this was streaming on Blizzard's account on Twitch and on YouTube. But Twitch gaming was restreaming it, and that's where this song replacement happened. But YouTube gaming was streaming it on YouTube, and they didn't replace it on their platform. So YouTube, who's even more stringent with DMCA and like won't even let anything through the door if you have any music in it, in your video, or like immediately flags it, they were fine on their end with streaming.
They
the
probably have a
content to
button that
YouTube.
goes, "This is what unapproved, no flags because it's a live event that we're hosting." You know what I mean?
Ugh.
Yeah.
I can only assume.
He-
All I know is this whole there's so many stupid people out there.
Here's one of my honest opinions about this all. I got to see Dragon
Can I
Force
hear a
play.
dishonest opinion first? Give me a dishonest opinion.
I hate.
I always hear your honest opinion. I want a cold take. Don't give me a hot take.
All right.
We need a
You ready?
we need the
Need a cold
opposite
take.
so we know how to balance this
All
all
right.
out.
All right.
All right, let's
I-
hear the cold take.
I fucking hate Harvest Cheddar Sun chips. How about that? Dishonest.
You love Metallica, greatest
Yo,
music.
you hate eating blocks of cheese out of the fridge.
Correct.
You
Thank you.
disgusting fucking.
Goddamn, I love cheese. All right. I love Dragon Force. Seeing them play at TwitchCon was dope. I don't care for Metallica. I never got into their music. Who the fuck cares about live music for BlizzCon? It's a
Yeah.
video game. Who the fuck cares about music?
It's not even a live BlizzCon.
Who cares?
Right?
Why are you booking them?
Exactly.
All right.
From their shed in fucking California. They
Yeah.
built a
Fuck
shed outside of their
Lars, fuck
$100 million
Metallica.
fucking house, and they built like a
Fuck
little
all
shed
those
to stream
dudes,
from.
man.
Yeah.
Fuck all those guys.
Fuck them all, dude.
So-
Hey, how many times has Logic streamed? Speaking of like musicians on Twitch and like
A
bad
lot.
decisions.
Dude,
I
he's
think-
he's borderline
I don't
full
see him
time.
ever. No
What?
shit.
Never
Okay,
watched
never mind.
Logic.
I was gonna say I could have sworn that they paid him all this money and he hasn't streamed. I could have sworn, but maybe
No,
I'm a
man.
fucking moron.
He's done.
Is he
He's
streaming every
done live album listens. He's done reactions. He was playing chess with fucking Rainn Wilson the other day on the
I'm
chess
thinking
channel.
of two. No, you know, I'll take that
Rainn
back.
Wilson and Logic playing chess?
Yeah, and
On
Logic
Twitch?
cosplaying as
I
Dwight.
made a mistake. I was
Wow.
thinking of Tupac.
Oh,
Cool.
He
Fair.
hasn't streamed. Yeah.
It's kind of
Fair.
sad I missed
He's-
that.
He has
He's
an
not
account
streaming.
on Justin TV. It just never got ported over, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
Dude, this man's fucking. He's streaming like crazy. 549,000 followers. Yeah, you know the content that he has been creating, like kind of he's transcended from his music, but he's still kept music at the forefront of the Twitch channel. So he's taking music, he's taking video games, he's doing just chatting streams, he's doing live music creation, bringing over other artists, showcasing other artists on his channel. Like, this man knows what the fuck to do with Twitch, and it's actually like,
Yeah.
it's super fucking cool
That's
to see.
dope.
I mean,
Okay,
he's
okay,
got.
I'll
He
follow him.
obviously has.
I thought I followed him, which is why I didn't see him. But
Mm.
He obviously has a social media manager, and he has people that are on the inside that kind of have good. He's taking good advice, you know,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm a
I mean,
huge
he's
fan of
he's
Logic.
a partner, so obviously he's a millionaire.
Bro, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, all
his-
partners are right.
Yeah.
True. Hey, real quick, video games. Bishop, what video games have you been playing?
Valheim. Literally
Alright.
Valheim.
I'm trying to get Weenie to play Valheim,
You
but I
and
can't get her
every
off COD.
fucking everybody
Holy
else, man.
shit. Okay, so did you guys ever play RuneScape back in the day?
No, this is a good
Okay.
time for me to get a drink. Did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys? Yeah.
So it's basically RuneScape and Rust, or RuneScape and Minecraft had a baby. So you have like your character progression and like leveling your traits,
Okay.
the art style of RuneScape, and the creative of Minecraft.
Interesting. Okay. Is it as creative as Minecraft? Like,
Not yet, but there's no limitations. So there's no like telling you what you can and can't do
Okay.
in a way. So it's like very simple building, but really complex if you want it to be, right? So I would say that the building's closer to like a Rust building.
get it, Jimmy.
Oh, look at that! But it also has like voxels, so you can like dig and fucking cut trees down and get crazy.
I think Jimmy forgot that his camera was on, and he started to reach into his pants to itch his balls. And then I
Really?
saw him. I think he realized that he's like, "Oh shit, I forgot the camera is on this stream." Look at him go. He's just
Look at him
squeezing.
go.
I wonder if
Just
he
a
could fit his dick through
dad
the
wearing-
door. Oh my
Just a
god.
dad wearing fucking capris and flip flops, man.
Oh my god. Whoa. He does have flip flops on. Is that a
Dude, he's
dude,
got flip flops, man.
he has a flip flop holder on the door.
Okay, hold on, time out. There's no way in shit that he lives anywhere cold because there's no fucking chance that anyone in a cold environment would wear shorts and flip-flops when it's cold outside.
I'm going to assume that
Maybe he's not
because they
actually in
are so
Texas.
used to the heat, that
Mhm.
because it's cold, they probably all have their furnaces at like 80.
Maybe that's the warmest clothing that he has.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
Yeah.
Anyways, I apologize for cutting you off. Valheim, creative, getting there.
No, I think that's. I mean, Jimmy was dancing for us, so we always have to take a break for that.
Love it.
But
You missed that audio, listeners.
dude, it's so good. It's actually amazing how good Valheim is. The way that I would explain it is that it's a game that focused in on the different functions of the game and not necessarily the graphics of the game. So it's the
Okay.
complete opposite of Cyberpunk. So basically, it's not this beautiful, amazing thing with like no function to it. It's just a really functional, fantastic game. Like everything that you could think of that you could do, you can actually accomplish in the game to a certain extent. So like if you're like, oh, there's some boars there, I can kill them to get their skin, or I can kill them to get meat. That works. Or you can be like, oh, maybe I can force them into a habitat and make them reproduce in front of me. You can do that and make them reproduce and have babies. Yeah.
What the fuck?
So it's actually really good. Yeah, I've been having a ton of fun playing it. It's addictive as fuck too.
I'm gonna put a poll in chat that is called "Do you think Cyberpunk is a good game?" So this question is for anybody in chat who has played Cyberpunk, and I just want your general feedback on whether or not you think is it a good game, not how it's gonna be, just its current state right now, story, game mechanics, stability, not I almost said complicity, that's not even a fucking word, like complexity, there we go, thank you.
Yeah.
I would like to know, so please, there's a poll in chat right now.
Can I answer that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
In my opinion, I think the idea of Cyberpunk is fantastic. Like the scope of what they were trying to achieve is amazing. The amount of detail that they were trying to achieve is amazing. The amount of things that they wanted to add as activities, incredible. Their execution on it leaves you with like an unfinished product. So while you're going through it, you can clearly see where they put the effort, and then you can clearly see where it's like, oh, that's not even remotely completed. Like that needs like a ton of effort, and that was completely missed, which makes it a bad game because they could have simplified the game and made it a lot more basic and removed a ton of features and made the features that make the game what it is fantastic, and it would have propelled the game to be a great game.
Do you think that they are going to fulfill their promise and complete that? Do you think it's going to No Man's Sky and get to a point where it's a good game?
I think it's rare to have a studio like No Man's Sky because they have something to prove, where now The Witcher, they're kind of like Bethesda, where Bethesda also achieved some sort of success with all the games that they've released. With Fallout 76, it came out and it was dog shit, and they patched it into what I've heard from people that are still playing it, that it's actually a good game now. Like it's worth going back to, but it hasn't hit that hype. Where I don't know if the Witcher's team project, or they have less games to deal with, so hopefully they work on getting to that point where they patch the game. But I don't think that they have the experience doing that. They're used to releasing products that are moderately stable. Like this was like a huge fuck up for them.
It honestly, like, as much as I kind of tooted my "I told you so" horn and shit on it a little bit, it does make me really sad because I think about all those developers that just sunk their fucking life into it, and I hope that the gaming community can be compassionate and give them the chance that other games have gotten, and just a chance to redeem themselves, because I too believe that it could be a fucking sick game. You know, all the clips and stuff that I see, all of the YouTube videos and the detail and the story, like it all sounds awesome. I think I'm a self-diagnosed victim of overhype on social media, like just in general, and I admit that. I just, after a certain point, I just didn't want any fucking thing to do with it. And I'm sure that happens to anybody with any game. So I would love to see it continue to get worked on, continue to be built. Hopefully there are DLCs that are down the road as well, because it was something that I was looking forward to for quite some time. Just like I'm looking forward to the newest Bethesda game, Starbound, I believe, is it? Earthworm Jim Starbound.
What?
I can't remember the fucking game.
Really? What's the thing?
Starbound? Starfleet?
I think, wait, hold on. He's casting spells. He's casting spells. Look at him. Oh yeah, here you go.
Oh my,
He's a fucking wizard.
he's
man.
got a little beer jacket. Starfield.
Yeah.
Thank you, Big Ben.
Starfield.
Yeah.
Star.
There's been nothing
I haven't
about
seen
it.
any of this.
They have.
Oh.
There's been no press, no footage. There's been like a 7-second clip that they played at the launch of Fallout 76.
Dude,
and
Todd's
that is
gonna
it.
fuck that all up as soon as the second he gets a keynote. Dude, it's a good thing COVID's happening because Todd Howard can't go and speak in front of a bunch of people.
Fucking Todd, man.
Him and the fucking Xbox executive.
500,000 times bigger than our last game. This game is literally revolutionary. That's what he's.
Just stop it. Stop it.
Shut your fucking mouth, Todd. This was the greatest game dev of all time, and you fucked it, dude. Shut your mouth.
Jimmy, what games have you been playing?
So I've been playing. Since the last podcast, I beat Dark Souls 1 remastered. Took me 29 streams. 29 streams. I beat it. Not consecutive. I took like weekends off usually and 1 or 2 little breaks. But I started Dark Souls like December 21st. When I started.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick for you. That's good.
Yeah, it was quick. And then I started Dark Souls 2, which I just started like a week ago. It's tough, but I learned a lot of things from Dark Souls 1, so progressing. And then I've been playing some XCOM 2, and I've actually made it further than I've ever made it in XCOM 2. I've never beaten XCOM 2.
I was there.
I know. And you're actually alive. And so you were there when I beat Dark Souls 1.
I was. Yeah.
Yeah, you were there. Bitch, were you there too?
When you beat Dark Souls 1, no. But I've been watching your Dark Souls 2 playthrough. I know nothing about Dark Souls. It's not. I've never.
I really didn't either until just recently. So,
but
dude,
I was watching. I was watching you play Skyrim. That was a banger, dude. I love that game, and I'm
gonna come back to doing some more. It was my first modded. I didn't put it on the list, but yeah, I just did 1 round of modded Skyrim, and I met a really cool streamer as a result, who ironically rated me earlier today. But this guy I met, he's a partner streamer on Twitch. Like all he does is Skyrim, and his name's Charm Barian, and he runs like over 1,000 mods.
Dude, wait.
He has been.
Hold on.
He has been in this chat.
Wait. You Knackers, this is one of those moments where like Knackers says something and then Jimmy completely misses it. Knackers has brought that guy up on this podcast like 500 times.
He's been in the chat. I had lunch with him at TwitchCon. I hung out with him at TwitchCon. He's been in chat during the podcast. He's been in your chat. Jesus Christ, Jimbles.
That guy's a legend, dude. That guy is a fucking legend.
Well, he's rated me like twice in the last week, okay? And he's like, dude, you're great. I go hang out in his chat now. Like, I just thought, like, I magically knew this, like, I didn't realize there was a connection. I don't know. Here we are.
No, he's a dude. That guy is a badass.
Dude. No, he's amazing. He's
awesome.
incredible. He's like a mad scientist with Skyrim.
Yeah, he takes Skyrim from anyone in chat. Charmed Baron, right?
Barian.
I'll put a caster command out. You guys put a caster command. If you like Skyrim, guys, you guys will love this guy.
So he makes a TV show out of it as well.
Yes. If you've played even like remotely played Skyrim, or you don't even care about Skyrim, what he does is he gamifies
SO.
He gamifies the Skyrim experience. So like he has betting going on related to like when you chop someone's head off, how far down the hill his head is gonna roll. And like he predicts these events. He just gamifies the whole thing. This guy is like quintessentially what I tell people to do with the games they enjoy. Find ways to make them entertaining for other people. Kind of like Jimmy, adding people to his XCOM playthrough that are in chat. Like just little things like that. This guy is like a comes to finding ways to make this game.
He's very entertaining. Please click and check out Charm Barian, who I just discovered. Like we've never heard of him until this moment right now. He's really good. Knackers never heard about this guy till I, in my clout on Twitch, was able to find him.
I've only rated him like, I don't know, a dozen times. And you've probably been in one of those raids at some point.
Followed him like a week ago. He raided me while I was playing Skyrim or some shit, and I'm like, God, this is cool. Okay. And so I checked his channel out, and I'm like, wow, this guy's really good. I can't believe I've never heard of this guy before.
This is the moment.
Man Gaming. Have you guys ever heard of that guy?
Future Man? Yes,
I have not.
You've never.
Yeah, shut up.
I just rated him the other night. He's got like a an entire basement dedicated to retro now, to where he's got like every single console hooked up to a big TV. He's got like a casting couch. It is white, not black leather. It's super cool. I'm really excited to see what he does with it.
Cool.
Always.
No, he's a very cool dude. I'm glad that I finally took my earmuffs off and figured out who this Charmbarian guy was and yeah, Skyrim. But and then also I've been doing retro, of course. I've really kind of made a shift. I used to be like 75% retro, 25% modern. Since I've been doing Dark Souls since December, it's been like the opposite, you know? But I do retro on the weekends, usually on Saturdays is my retro night. And once I make it through all the Soulsborne games, I'm addicted now, dude. I have to make it through them all. Like I'm gonna beat Dark Souls 2, then I'm gonna go to Dark Souls 3, then I gotta beat Bloodborne, and then I'll probably do Sekiro last.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the other game that's like
So
that,
good.
but isn't what's the other game that's like a Soulsborne game, but it isn't a Soulsborne game? It's a
Sekiro?
different.
That's
That's what he
Sekiro
just
is
said.
kind
Yeah.
of
Sekiro, it's like a Japanese art style.
yeah, but it's Soulsborne. It's the same company. Are you trying to say of a different
Neo.
company?
Hunter said it. Neo.
Oh, Neo.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Yep.
never done the Neo game.
Okay.
But I've heard good things about him. I've heard bad things about him, but more good than bad.
Getting over it.
Dude, when are you gonna
We'll
get
have to
it?
figure out something.
Because
I'm not
you
ever
can't
doing
just
that
like
shit for
you
free.
can't shoot
Dude,
down.
I offered you $100 last time. What do you mean? If you can
What?
beat it within a 24-hour stream, I'll give you $100.
We need to set this. We need to make an actual contract here. I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah, listen.
Where I've been drinking beer
We got
and
time.
wine.
We're on a
It's just
podcast.
whimsy.
Nothing but
What?
time. So
what needs to be in it? What needs to be in it?
I was
High middle-aged
able.
stream.
I was able to beat Getting Over It in.
You're much better at using a mouse.
Dude, it's literally
You have-
moving a mouse in a circle.
Okay, hold on, stop. Collaborate and listen.
It's back with a brand new bet.
Okay,
DMCA.
but
Fuck!
Metallica.
hear me out.
Mhm.
You buy mouses like I buy toilet paper. Okay, like you have like a collection of like, oh, I like the way the tactile feeling of this mouse, and I want this mouse,
$50.
and I want. You buy mice all the time, dude. I got this like a couple years ago. What is this? Hold on. See this?
Hmm.
My mouse. It's a Corsair Harpoon.
Glaive,
Look at-
right?
I like the little gap that's in the tip of it. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
It has
nice.
a rolly ball. It has a rolly thing.
Okay.
Has a-
So my
like a
mouse.
scroll.
Okay. But there's no.
Okay,
okay,
oh,
Okay.
I got-
So the thing about Getting Over It is it doesn't function. The mouse doesn't function like any other game in the entire world. It is a completely from start to end. It is a complete new learning curve of understanding how the device works. I think if it was done on a controller, you would still have a hard time figuring out how it's done.
I wish it was on a
It's like
controller. I could do it. I could
You
do it. I
can
can't do it
do
on a
it.
mouse.
You can't, because
I don't think so.
I can
don't
hit
think I
high
have what it
levels
takes.
in any shooter game. I feel like I'm a decent
Oh,
mouse.
we're gonna stroke. Let's stroke Bishop off. Yeah, let's talk about your shooter skills.
My shooter skills are superior on average, right? They're better than average. And I had a really hard time with this the first time I played it. It's completely different muscle memory, different muscles than you're used to using. Muscles than what you're used to using on your shooter games.
So here's the good thing. If you reach the amount of hours and you fail, you can stop. You don't have to keep playing until you beat it. Like if I would have kept playing until the end of the year, I would have been able to stop.
Look, here's what I'm gonna need you to do. Okay, I'm gonna need you to put the stipulations of what you want the agreed bet to be in written format, in which I can
tweeting it.
review it
I'm
with
tweeting
my
it.
lawyers and myself, and then
Yep.
I will respond to you accordingly. Okay.
Do you think 40 hours is enough, Bishy? If he
I
can
think-
beat it in 40?
Okay, so I think he needs to have 2 stream periods, I think. But it should be within a window. So like he can't just be a little pussy and be like, "Oh, I'm going to stream it for 4 hours and oh, I don't like this. I'm going back to my games on rails. I'm going to go play Battletoads and Dark Souls and go hide and play
Games
those."
on rails.
I want
You
him I want him
fucking
to,
douche.
I want
Go
him to
play
be dedicated
Battletoads, you fucking pussy.
for a 24-hour period, at least like 2 days. This can be broken up into 2 days. I want him to stream it and be able to beat it within 2 streams.
No, because I beat it in 2 streams, and that was an 8-hour stream and a 6-hour stream. I would give him.
I usually only stream for like 4 to 5 hours tops.
I would give you a week if you had 4 streams that were
Really?
all 4 hours. I would give you 2 of those.
That means
How many stream hours? That's the question. Like we have
4.
a clock that's running on your stream. You would start it when you go, and then it's counting down, and you can break that up into as many streams as you want. But you can't just be like, okay, I tried that for like
look,
a
we can
day,
figure
and
out
now
the
I'm playing
fucking
XCOM for like 2
let's
months.
assume I'm gonna agree to this bet.
All right,
Okay.
you are
Let's
going
see-
to.
Let's just assume I
You're
agree
right.
to this
I mean,
bet.
yeah.
We can figure out the time things later.
Yep.
Let's figure this out first. What are this is what everyone wants to know. What are the conditions? If I make it, what happens? If I don't, what happens? That's
Same.
what everyone gives a fuck about.
$60 game.
Any game?
Any
game
game.
of choice?
Yep.
Game of choice?
I was gonna $100 on my end. I'll give you $100.
See,
What, I have to give you $100?
No, if you lose,
Mm-hmm.
if you are incapable of doing it, then I don't lose my $100.
how about
You're
this
gonna throw
though?
$100. You're just gonna big ball fucking
Hell
throw
yeah, baby.
knackers on it. You're gonna
Hell
say
yeah,
it's not
baby.
even your bet. You're gonna throw $100 on top of it.
This is my what?
Shut up!
I've been talking about this forever, man. I think we've had side bets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to be able to know.
Hold
I
on,
have
I don't
to give
wanna-
you something.
Yeah,
can't
I don't want to. Okay, let's do this. I don't want to run over Knackers here. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Knackers. I've seen Shark Tank one too many times to allow this to happen. You don't shit on the other billionaires, okay? You don't
Thank
shit
you.
in their mouths.
Thank you.
You know, just
Don't shit on
swoop
the
their
billionaire.
deal.
We're all
okay?
taking the same taste test of whatever herbs they're selling.
Yeah. Knackers and I are gonna go. We're gonna get our heads together here. We're gonna come together with an offer. Regardless of what the capital gain is for you, we're gonna.
And we will put it on the next podcast. We will tell everyone what the deal is,
Yep.
and then you guys can vote on whether you think it's a good or a bad deal.
I think once you get playing it, you're going to realize it's a lot like Battletoads in the idea that it is not necessarily a complicated game, but a game that you have to learn the function of the game to beat.
Oh, I
Right?
believe that. Yeah.
Battletoads isn't like, it's not like it requires a ton of skill. It requires you learning the game and then repeating that without making a mistake, if that makes sense. Like you have to learn the repetition, and that's the same thing getting over it is.
Look, I'm willing to take this deal, but we need to sort it out, and then
Okay.
we'll have it ready for the next podcast so we can present it to everyone, and then see what they think. If we need to make any
So-
adjustments.
If you want to take the deal now, $100 on my end. If you win,
No, what
If
do you
not,
want to take? There's no deal.
You name your next born child after me. If you lose,
I'm not gonna have any more kids.
well, you'd be forced to. You'd be forced to have another child.
I gotta call him. Do I gotta call him Bishop or Elliot though? That'd be the thing.
Your choice.
You're gonna fuck your wife.
Yeah.
We're
You
gonna
imagine?
watch.
I'm just trying to imagine explaining this to my wife with like the birth certificate. You know, I'm just like scratching it out there. I'm like, no, it's got to be Elliot.
Oh my god, that would
Like,
have
hey,
to come up in
little
conversation.
Elliot. Hey.
So,
Okay, so-
what made you guys decide to have another baby? Well, I was on this podcast. I made a
Man.
bet with one of my internet friends.
Oh, like Joe Rogan's podcast? No,
let me
it's
talk about
Crocs
my
and
other
Hot
2
Pockets.
points. Oh no, Knackers, you go. Let's talk about games you played, and then I'll hit my 2 points because Bishop didn't have shit else, and I want to talk about my other 2 things with you guys, and then games.
Word.
Do it.
Playing through the Black Ops 1 campaign for the first time ever.
Never played it.
In one of the first cinematics, one of the guys says, "The numbers, Mason, what do they mean?" Up until last week or the week before, I thought that was a Lost reference, as in Lost, the TV show. And then I heard the line, "The numbers, Mason." I'm like, oh my God, that's what this is fucking from. I'm finally playing the game that this is from, and now I get that reference. So Black Ops 1, dope-ass campaign. Bullet Punch is still the most fucking infuriating mechanic in any game ever, but still great. Played Rocket League, got extremely discouraged. Rocket League is the only game I play right now where I am constantly put up against people who are very much better. Like the skill matchmaking, the skill-based matchmaking, the ranking, it is all so fucked up. And in the middle of playing, I had kind of made a deal in my mind that I think I'm done playing Rocket League, at least for now. Which makes me sad as fuck because I have not loved any other game more than this game. And my thought right now is I don't have fun playing it because we just get shit on every single time. We never move in rank. There's constant Smurfs. There's people who admit that they're Smurfs left and right. So I don't know when I'm going to come back to it. We'll see. Still playing a shit ton of Call of Duty Cold War because I can actually hold my own in that game. I can top frag any day, get kill streak, shit on kids, open their mouths, take it. And it's really fun. And then we play Battlefield 4 randomly. And I realized after playing Call of Duty for so long that Battlefield 4 is the slowest shooter I think I've ever played. Running from point to point is super, super slow, but it was still a really good time because we were just playing with homies. So that's the games I've been playing.
I find it interesting that
games.
we all have especially not always, but in this particular podcast, we talk about games we're playing. It couldn't be more different. You know what I mean? Like everything that is being played, like shooters here, the new freaking crafting, freaking whatever you want to call
Viking goblin killing. Yep.
Yeah. But also different from each other. But also, if you were to compare this to the games that we were all playing a year ago, different than that as well.
Different from our norms.
Yeah.
Different from our norms. Yeah. It definitely wouldn't be.
If you had told me a year ago that I was gonna love Soulsborne games, I would have told you you're fucking crazy.
And now a year from now, I'm gonna tell you you're gonna love getting over it.
Dude, he's gonna like it. I'm telling you, he's gonna get so good at it because he's gonna realize it's everything that he's wanted in a game. He's gonna get so good at it that he's gonna then counterbet us to play it again. And we're not going to be able to beat it, Knackers.
Fuck that. I already beat that game in 45 minutes.
Look, I'm going to be able to... I feel like this. If it goes according to plan and we do this, I'd be willing to... Here's what we could do. We could make part of it a special event where I would like to not be able to hear you guys, but I would like one of you guys, and I'd give you permission to do this, of course. And we work it out to head. Think about this. What if you were to commentate on me playing Getting Over It, where I can't hear anything you're saying, and you can just give the live feed.
We could do a stream on Knacker's channel while you do your stream on your channel, and then we could do like the Race to World First coverage of Jimmy beating Getting Over It. Dude, that would be amazing.
And then I could check in. I could do some interviews with you guys from time to time. I could check in on the channel.
Dude, I'm
maybe
so
once
down.
an hour. That'd be. I think that
idea.
it could be a fun little project we could do.
Fuck. Jiggy, this guy's a fucking genius, man.
And now he's considering the bet, I guess.
Now I'm back in.
I'm
back
on. No, the bet's gonna happen. I just have to get we just got to get the fine details worked out.
That's all. No, that would make it that would
make it fun.
You know in Shark Tank where they're like hiding some funds or like they're hiding a piece of the business and then they come back to the table with a piece of the business and then the sharks come back in. That's what's happening now. Even though we never left the tank, we thought we were in control of the tank, and now you have the sharks fiending for action.
No.
There's blood in the water.
And instead of rewarding each other, I think this might be a great opportunity to reward some community members, either with gifted subs or merch or video games or gift cards or something. We could do a little funsy event.
We could even pull in community members to co-commentate for like a few minutes.
Just shit on Jimmy, just hours.
Yeah. And this would make for some good. This could make for some good co-content, I think.
I want control of your fans, air conditioning, lights. I want a taser on your chair, ready to go. No?
I tell you what I will do, though. I was thinking about this because you know how you and I were talking about our next co-op?
Yeah.
Dude, you know they just Mario 3D World.
No fucking way!
It's on Switch.
Dude, because I was getting ready to play that. I would love to play that with someone.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's do it.
Game. Yeah.
Do you want to do that instead of 3 or in addition to?
Let's say instead, but Bish, if you wanted to play, you could. But
what is this? Wait, what is this game? What's this game?
Mario 3D World.
Mario 3D World. I've never heard of it.
It's for the Wii, right?
Switch.
No,
it was originally for the Wii U.
Wii U. Okay, yeah.
Originally for the Wii U.
It's like 3D, 2D,
it's 3D
Super Mario,
2D Mario, but it's really fun and it's really fun multiplayer. Supposedly, I never played it.
Dude, Vans is probably in bed right now, but he is gonna fucking nut when he hears this because he's been wanting me to play that game for so long.
Yeah,
and then it came out. Oh my god! So it has online multiplayer.
It's online multiplayer.
I'm nutting. I'm in the process of nutting. Cock pumping. Pumping nuts.
That would be, I feel like, 3 we can try down the road, but I know 3D world be it seamless and easy, and that'd be a fun one.
Absolutely.
And that doesn't even have to be a one like I stream, you stream, you can do. It doesn't have to necessarily be a dual stream. I'll just join, or
I love
I'm
dual
doing it, or
stream with you, Jimmy.
I do too. It's hard.
It is. It is
Hard.
because
Not very
I know
good at
you got to sacrifice the entertainer in you for some focus and for some companionship.
Yeah.
Well, it's just it's hard because I don't want to ever talk over the other person, and
We talk over each other. This is all the podcast is. We just talk over each other all day.
that's a podcast. It's different.
All right.
Anyway.
Yes, I'm absolutely down for that.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll look into that. We'll talk more on that too. All right. Next thing, I wanted to share this with you guys. So I obviously if you're around my community or you know me,
Boomer gag.
boomer
Gagging boomers?
Gag and boomer.
Gag. Boober gag.
I wanted to talk to you guys about the application for Twitch partnership briefly. Not
Yes.
necessarily you guys, because you guys probably already know all about that, but for some of the audience members. So I've been streaming on Twitch now for just over. I just hit 6 years like a week ago. Exactly a week ago. 6 years on Twitch. 6 years streaming on Middle Age Stream. And a week ago on this night, I did or Saturday night, it was actually just over a week ago. I did a special 6-year celebration stream. It was insane. Like I've never had a stream that was more. I don't know how many times I got rated. I know how much money that ended up coming my way, but it's a ridiculous amount that I feel even embarrassed saying out loud. So I won't.
4 million. 4
It
million.
was crazy. It was crazy. And afterwards, I've been closed for the last several months. I've been working toward Twitch. Anyone that streams regularly on Twitch is working towards Twitch partnership. I know Knackers has. I know
It's a benchmark. It's a benchmark.
It is. It's a benchmark, and you want to get to that point. And I've always seen myself as somebody who would be there someday. So I did apply for Twitch partner way back, and before they had the metrics, like a few months before, it was like, and I got shot down like not even. It was like 2 days. They sent not even 2 days.
This
like
guy doesn't even have a mustache yet.
Yeah.
Fucking cancel.
But I applied, and then they shot me down. It was about 3 days later. They just basically said, well, we'll see if you can your viewership ranks in a couple of weeks. Which brings me to my question. If you were, here's the thing that kind of threw me, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna let you guys, I'm gonna do it different this next time. I think part of it was just because I was excited and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do whatever. Before you apply, once you unlock it, it's always unlocked.
Mhm.
Like you can always reapply. Okay. No matter what the metrics are.
Really?
But yes. But every time you apply, you have like there's a little input text box where you put in like, it just says, tell us about yourself and why you would be a good fit to be a Twitch partner, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to try and stay in character this time around. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. I did mention something about a spelling bee in 1989. And I also might have signed my email with Uwu Jimbles.
No, that's gonna wait. Time out. Wait, Knackers, stay in this because you have to realize this is Twitch staff, and Twitch
Exactly.
staff loves that shit.
That's
man.
kind of why. That's kind of
Right.
the angle I was going.
Right.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I got
I
shot
you
down.
should signed it. You should have signed it OF Jimmy, and you would have gotten it immediately.
I'm gonna take a different approach my next application because at this, honestly, dude, I was just kind of like WTF, whatever, fucking.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting. It's the first, real application with this. Whatever. I figured I wasn't gonna get in. This is honestly the point that I've been in for any rejection in my entire life because I was kind of like, yeah, probably,
Bored.
Anyway, the point I was trying to make was when you get to that point, or if you get to where you're about to apply for partnership, let's say you're one of those people. What would you do to try and set yourself apart? What is it in that text blurb? Like, what's the strategy do you take? What do you take? I'm curious.
I would, from the get-go, illuminate all of the other content platforms that I'm creating content for that drives traffic toward. I would illuminate how I am driving traffic towards Twitch.
Yeah, I did none of that.
Yeah. There's a couple things that I would do.
My letter was a meme. Should I just read it? I'm just gonna read it.
Please read it.
Okay.
So we can.
Dude, when Jimmy
analyze.
turns on, it opens
This
a
was
word.
my Twitch application letter. I
Yep.
do want to also mention, I probably shouldn't have done it like this, but I just did it. And in
man,
true
send it.
Jimbles fashion, I wrote this after streaming at about 4 a.m.
I knew
and
it.
having 2 cups of coffee.
I fucking knew that you did it that
So
night.
passionate. Yeah.
Oh woo.
Okay, here's my letter. Hello.
Cringe.
I am
Dude,
the only
decline.
sentient
Ruined.
beer on the Twitch platform. I am a variety streamer with a retro focus. I connect to my viewers with nostalgia, memes, bad gameplay, puns, and humor. All right, let me move this because I can't keep looking up. Okay. I may or may not well have over 69 OBS scenes. I know. Nice. I may or may not be the reigning 1989 spelling bee champ from my elementary school. I've been streaming for just over 6 years on Twitch. In that time, I've learned to be comfortable with myself as a streamer, entertainer, and broadcaster. I like to consider my content as a variety show of sorts. Think Interactive Adult Swim. I have a stream that is unique and has been steadily growing since May of 2020. I've been honing my craft as a creator since February of 2015 and exclusively on Twitch, my favorite platform. I have what it takes to be a successful Twitch partner. I know I will continue to grow my channel successfully with the added visibility a partnership will bring. Thanks
Spell
for reading.
successfully. Spell successfully. What you wrote. Spell it.
SUCCESSFULLY.
Okay. Okay. Proceed.
Okay. Thanks for reading. Enjoy checking out my content, and I can't wait to hear back from you. Ooh woo, Jimbles.
All
There
right.
it is.
First, let me say, you did exactly what I did when I just had a tiny little blow up on TikTok. I had a huge influx of followers, and then I said to myself, it is time to let everybody know exactly what the fuck I am about. So I showed my office, I showed Bozo, I showed his tits, I showed the dick butt, I
Wow.
said how funny I think penises are. I went all over the place, and it was very, very well received. You did that for your Twitch partner application. Now, I know nothing about the numbers that you're at and the Twitch partner application and all that stuff. So I'm in no place to say whether or not that was right or
No.
wrong.
I just hit the metric. I figured it was going to be a shutdown. I figured I was going to make somebody laugh and put me on their radar. And I felt like it was a Hail Mary anyway.
Right.
I might as well just go all out. Is kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That was my thought process, you know?
I
I think the next time around it'll be a little different.
I doubt it was any sort of a deterrent for the person reading. I guarantee they just looked at numbers, looked at when you hit the button, the threshold for, or the minimum for it, and then they just went off that. Because the whole squad laughing. I mean, we're out here laughing our asses off. I think it's hilarious. I would have used the real email. That was like putting awoo at hotmail.com on your resume. So I'm gonna dox you a couple points for that, and then I'm gonna dox you. But
I was already I had just streamed for 8 hours. It was 3 a.m. I made some coffee, put in an application partnership, and I went to bed.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I just felt like at that point it was a kind of a cathartic thing.
Right.
It was kind of like, hey, this probably ain't happening right now, but in 2000, I feel like 2021 is my year.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I feel
I
like
do
it's gonna
too.
happen this year, you know. And if it doesn't, well, we'll just blame you.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the millions of followers that you've gotten from this podcast. And for introducing you into fucking Charmed. You
I know.
succubus.
No.
Yeah, he didn't even know, man. He listened. He didn't even focus long enough in the past 50 podcasts where you mentioned him that.
I know.
You know what's
can't
going to
find out
happen
on his
too?
own.
I'm calling this now. We're going to be at TwitchCon 2024 by the time they're allowed again. And he's going to come up and be like, middle-aged stream, dude, I'm a huge fan. And you're like, oh man, dude, it's so nice to meet you. What's your name? Like, what do you do on Twitch? I'm calling it. Calling it right now.
No,
All right.
I'd be able to recognize him because he streams the cam. I'd be able to recognize him.
That,
the only
that
thing
means
I was
nothing.
gonna ask, I was gonna say, wait, what?
That means that doesn't mean a goddamn thing. We've had conversations face to face, you and I, and things have just gone.
My other friends around here tell me the same. Only other thing I was gonna say, the only thing I had to mention was, dude, we've had some fucking crazy weather this last week, and this isn't like I'm a boomer, old man weather. This is once in 100 years type of shit.
Judas is coming back to life type weather.
Yo, we had freezing weather and snow. Like, we had a total in my area, like 8 inches of snow, man. We never get that.
That's pretty gnarly.
We never get snow. So to get 8 inches of snow in a week, like all of a sudden it was 70 the week before high to high of 20. It just was wild, man.
I've always seen videos of you when you like get your one snowfall a year, but it's never anything to cover the green of the grass. Like your entire garden is always visible, especially the rose bushes. But it's crazy stuff. Absolutely nuts. To see all the stuff, the amount of houses that are exploding. And it literally looks like Niagara Falls in people's living rooms, like entire ceilings being the new floor. Fucking terrifying. There, obviously, I don't know if you really know this, Jimmy, because I know how little you pay attention to like the high echelon streamers.
Like things.
Yeah, just anything other than us, like me and Bishop. We love you so much.
I pay attention to you guys. I do.
That's debatable.
But, I mean, we're like really important, man. So I get that.
Y'all are in there.
There's a shit ton of streamers in Austin. XQC, Soda Poppin', Mizkiff, Loco, Pocket. There's just a whole bunch of people out there. So
I'm aware of that.
The presence of the Texas disasters on Twitter right now, it's very, very prominent, and it's fucking terrifying.
And I know like Loco lives, I mean, I don't know her actual address, but I know where her vicinity is. She's like 45 minutes roughly from where I live.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. You've probably told me that Austin is that close, but you know my geography.
It's not too far from where I live, but yeah, it's I know I've seen it all over, man, and like I was lucky. But I live on an area where my town was directly affected, and like 25% of my town lost all power and water for like 2 days.
Ooh, damn.
Like a quarter of my town. I live on the outskirts of town. We're on a separate grid that the emergency services that are out here on, like the fire department and everything, because we're like kind of on the outskirts.
The grid off the grid.
We didn't lose any power. I lost internet for the worst that happened to me in this last week as far as utilities was we lost internet for like 30 minutes. Nice. It happened to me on Thursday when I was streaming, and I ended up like finishing my stream early but I actually started early, so it didn't matter. But yeah, it was crazy, man. Crazy.
I'm glad you're safe.
No, I'm good. I know like there's people in chat like he lost all of his power. He lives in further South Texas than I do. Like,
Mid coast.
It was. Yeah, I know you got Texan viewers, man, and people in the South that had to deal with it. I was lucky. Part of me felt bad too. Like I'm streaming, and like I know streamers even on my own team. They're like, I was going to stream, but I don't have any power. I'm like, well, I do. Hey. But no, I mean, what else are you supposed to? You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. You know.
I mean, 8 inches of snow for any video watchers is about this much. So, and that's a lot of snow.
Oh, you
it's
really
about
have
that
big
much.
hands.
It's a lot.
Your hands are big.
It's a lot of snow.
Your hands are massive.
But dude, in Portland around the same time, I felt kind of like auxiliary Texas in a way, because like it was snowing here and we had like 8 to 10 inches just like all over the place. And even for me, like where we live in Portland, it's not supposed to snow here.
That must have been nice for Casey.
Dude, everything was shut down and power was out all over the place.
No, I was saying, I mean, the first time Casey had 8 to 10 inches, that's nice.
That's true, yeah. It was. I mean, it was about this much snow.
I gotta go get some more drink. I'll be right back.
For once, Jimmy made a joke that went over our heads. Can we get a beer dance for that one, Jimmy?
Yeah, that was good. I wish he doesn't have a sound effect. That'd be a good little. But yeah, dude, everyone like across the street, there was all pitch black out there. I was like, man, I didn't want to tweet about it, but because like we at least have fucking snowplows on like Texas.
Right.
You
What floor are you guys on?
Not 9.
Oh
9.
man, you have some pretty. I mean, I've seen the views from like Casey's stream of like the window of the highway
Yeah.
that's behind you. How often do you just stand at the window with your dick pressed up against the glass, just gazing?
Pretty much 24/7. What's crazy is like where I'm looking is out that way, but there's a freeway entrance, and then like there's like a few roads that are like one ways that combine. And I'm like an old man looking at like his grass. Like I just sit and watch traffic and watch people fuck up traffic, and it drives me like up the wall. I'm like, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like just watching people literally crash into each other like 24/7. It's like the greatest entertainment ever.
I have never seen, the only other stream that I've seen with like a look similar to Casey's was Reckful's last apartment, where he had just the walls that were windows. What a beautiful fucking apartment that he was in.
Yeah.
But the slow moving bokeh headlights in the background of Casey's stream are, for whatever reason, just so calming and makes an amazing background. I'm always so fucking impressed by it. But you guys have always had just amazing backdrops and setups and stuff. So
Yeah, I mean that was something that like when we were first moving here, that was something that we were looking at. Now it's good that she has like a camera that has like a ton of bokeh, and like the lens has a really shallow depth of field. But the reason that we didn't set it up for the longest time out the windows, and the reason I don't have it, is just for like safety reasons, right? Like you can't really see much on her street, but there's like an even better view on the other side. But it's like it's pretty obvious where it is.
okay.
So it's pretty it's really cool. I would say like if you're a streamer, if, like utilize a lot of like that stuff that people don't really like focus on. Like everyone sees I mean, I'm a fucking meme for it, but like the streaming setup in the background with like the blue lights, the fucking RGBs, all the shit. Like I was one of the first guys doing that back in the day, and I became a meme for it because of that.
Right.
And then everyone started doing like the same kind of style, but now everyone's like the same shit. Like if you look at any of our setups right now, like realistically, you couldn't tell the difference between your room, the angle that I'm seeing. You can tell, literally, you can't tell the difference between your room and my room. Like it's just a white wall with light on it.
Yep.
But I think if people start involving more like natural space into their streams and like just having things that they're interested in, dude, I honestly like just like the calming nature of the bokeh coming down is really, really cool.
Yep.
So I don't know what other things people could do, but it makes you feel like there's more to the stream than just the when I used to watch Reckful stream, it was like there was like a certain level of importance when he was like in this high rise, you know what I mean? Even though he was just sitting playing fucking WoW. It's like, oh, there's a person playing WoW, like I'm a degenerate just like him, sitting playing WoW all day, but he's made something of his life, so that's inspiring. You know what I mean?
And his last stream of, I know like the subject of Reckful is so fucking tragic, but to see him streaming like his last stream in that high rise with like the sun coming up, and his last thoughts were encouraging his chat to like go out there and make friends and get together, I think is just like such a peaceful end for like we obviously all know what happened because social media and drama and gossiping, but it's like that being the last thing is so much better than is what could have been. Like what could have been his last stream. And I find myself a little bit at peace because of that. And I don't really know why, because I didn't really have any sort of emotional connection to Reckful. You know, I just knew of him because he was a conglomerate pretty much.
Yeah. I think a big part of Reckful in general, like I wasn't like the biggest fan of him for the longest time. Like not that I didn't like him, but that I just didn't watch a ton of his content. Like I watched a lot of his WoW stuff because I was a WoW player. But I think the thing with Reckful is that he dedicated his life towards the later, like the demons that he was dealing with, to sharing that with people and not just hiding it. So he was sharing his like the process of him going through all of that with like publicly with therapists and just talking to people and having people understand the emotions that he was dealing with. And like you never see that. Like most public people that deal with issues don't even talk about them, or when they do talk about them, it's like a Britney Spears thing where it's like a TMZ article and they're roasting his ass for that, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that his biggest contribution besides Twitch was the fact that he allowed a huge young audience to understand and have a window into his life, right?
Mhm.
And the life of someone that was conflicted with stuff that he ultimately came to his end, right? Um, so
You know, I've said this for a long time regarding myself and my career. I don't think that I will be a successful video game player on Twitch. I
yeah,
think that I
yeah,
have uh, skills in other areas that I could make different types of content. With that said, there are parts of what happened to Reckful and what happens to a lot of other people too, where I don't think I want to be a video
yeah,
game
yeah,
streamer, because like playing video games 8, 9, 10 hours a day, I just like, is that the downside of it? Is that the
yeah,
con of the pro? And that worries me a
yeah.
little bit too, which is why I love podcasts being part of the content, because I'm literally sitting here and hanging out with other people. I love playing video games, but I just know deep down that I'm not going to be a successful video game streamer.
Do you ever get that feeling like you have like a weekend off, or you have a extended period of time off, like when you were in high school, you had like a long weekend, and you just sit and play video games the whole time, and even though that's what you were dying to do while you were at school, like you just wanted to play games all day, you get home and then you do it for a few days, like a extended period of time, and on like the second or third day, you kind of wake up and you're like, oh, this kind of sucks. Like eventually, you just get to a point where you're like, this is just like everyone else's predicament. Like you eventually
Yeah.
just get used to it.
And the other big issue that you kind of have to keep an eye on is when you are playing video games or when you are streaming, life pauses. Like
Mhm.
it pauses for you. You're not actively like working on something. You're not actively solving problems. You are
Yeah. Yeah.
completely disassociating yourself from all of your real life issues. And then when you're done, all of those things just kind of resurface. And if with being younger and having an entire weekend to just game for 18 hours a day, you're putting your entire life on hold for extended periods of time, day after
Yeah.
day after day. And then Monday comes back around and you're like, holy shit, I'm an adult. And I
Yeah.
got to go
Yeah. Yeah.
back
Yeah.
to real life. So definitely, absolutely. I would say I don't really feel that anymore, because the amount of stress and emotion and everyday bullshit that occurs as an adult, those 4, 5, 6, 7 hours of gaming is just like, that's the release now. You know, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I don't like referring to video games or streaming as an escape, because I don't believe in escapism. I believe
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
escapism is a bad thing. I don't think it's a good thing at all.
Yeah.
I think that if you're spending time tackling your real life issues outside of your escapism activity, good. But if you're just using video games like, I can't deal with real life, I just need to do this to get away, there's probably some deeper issues that need to be figured out.
Yeah. And it's like those things are good for like to alleviate the stress every now and then. It's kind of
Mhm.
like a deep breath. Playing games can do that, but yeah, it's definitely like relying on one thing too much as like your escape. Like when I was streaming actively, it was the most broke I've ever been in my entire life. Like I was like a couple $1,000 in the bank with a $1,000 rent. So I was like, oh, I've got like 60 days before I have no money. So like yeah, yeah. So like that stress, like while I was streaming, it was the greatest time of my life. Like I was just totally out of the headspace, relaxed, hanging out with people. Chat was, we were having a good time. But like relying on that, like the second that the stream turned off, it was like, okay, I've got hot dogs and eggs in the fridge,
Yeah.
right? Like this fucking sucks. So like I would just sit and kind of hang out and maybe like play some games with my buddies. But the thing that sucked is that I was using streaming as like a reliant, like to keep myself like it's something to chase, right? But then you have, as a streamer, you have those bad streams where you start the stream up, you're like all energetic, you're like excited, this is the thing, this is where I get my dopamine. You start the stream up and then there's like two people there and you're just like, fuck. So
Yeah.
now you don't get that fix, and then the thing you're relying on fucking sucks. And that happens with gaming too, right? Like the thing that you're relying on to make you feel good. And this happens with me a lot, like with different games, but like for talking about with Rocket League. Like you play with the boys one night, you have a fucking banger, and that's like the greatest feeling ever. You guys are winning every round, and then you start playing again, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, you start losing and losing and losing, and you're like, fuck, man, I'm not having fun doing this. Like this fucking sucks. And then when you go back to the real life stuff, you're already starting out with like a low, like you just feel like shit already, and then you go
Mhm.
back to the shit that you're putting off, and then you just feel like shit. So playing games actually compounds the feeling of not accomplishing anything in the real world. Um, so I've definitely I have that a lot, and I feel like it just comes down to like balancing stuff, man. Like you got to be able to understand what you have to do. Like you have to have a capacity to complete things in the real world and not put things off, which I'm really fucking bad at. Like I'll have like one thing I get done per day. But don't put things off. Don't let it stack up, and then don't tunnel on things that like if you want to become a streamer, don't spend 8 hours a day doing it. Just slowly grow and become good at it. Get everything else off the table so you can focus on creating good content. And you know, your life isn't an escape. You streaming isn't an escape from the things in your life that you're not completing.
Yep.
But
that was one of my goals for 2021 was love the content that you are creating. And that's like what I've really been trying to get after. And as you know, I've gotten super fucking deep into TikTok, which is going to be our next subject. And there's been a fire lit inside of me for that platform. And like the creative side of me is going, I'm able to be myself, and I am loving the content that I'm putting out on that platform. And in turn, it is fueling the fire for Twitch and other stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the devil, look at this guy.
Look at him.
Like 10 pounds lighter. He's coming in the...
literally. I'm so sorry. I didn't expect that. It was like, it was like red alert, red alert. It was one of those moments where in your brain, it goes off. You're like, you have 60 seconds or you will shit your pants. It was like that. It just went off. So I had to leave.
Jimmy, hold up your left hand. Okay. Just making sure your headphones were on right. Just making sure. Are you sure that your headphones were on right?
Left side.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
You know, I'm actually a DT9090 Pro, you stupid son of a bitch.
I don't know if you can tell, but I replaced the ear cups.
I was going to ask where you got those because I want to replace mine in the next couple months.
The feeling of them is very jarring at first because they're firm but fluffy. And the sound signature going from deflated, close ear cups to proper... oh, my God. It's like a brand new set of headphones.
Dude, talking
yours
about...
were all fucked up. I've only had mine for like a little over a year.
Yeah, but
yours for a long time.
Think about how long you wear them, you know, especially for streaming and all the sweating.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, they're already starting to get a little... So I'm like, I'm ready for to replace them. I think we'll be ready by this summer. So
there is a brand...
Fresh updates, man. Like the headsets... the ear cups, but I just got a new microphone dead cat.
Dead cat?
You notice that?
Yeah.
I just got a new fluffy thing. Replace these. I didn't realize I had the same wrong fitting one for years, like that wasn't long enough, so it would never extend over. I was using the same dead cat for like 3 or 4 years on my microphone. That thing was fucking disgusting.
I can't keep over to the fact that you keep sounding like you saying I have the same dead cat on my microphone.
That's what I'm saying.
Thinking you're saying dead cat.
That's what I am saying. Dead cat.
That's what it's called.
It's called a dead cat.
Dead cats?
Yep.
I didn't know that it was called a dead cat until I did some searching. But yeah, it's literally called a dead cat.
Oh.
But so this dead cat, the microphone cover, and this one, so I have one like Jimmy's, was $10 on Amazon. And the amount of like, we were talking about COVID earlier and like what we wouldn't do and like what we should, like the things that are continue. Replace your fucking microphone cover. You can get them on Amazon for like $5 to $10. Those things are disgusting. You're spitting into it all
I already know.
day long.
I'm looking at it right now, and I've had this thing. I've had this RE320 for 2 years plus, and I have never replaced this bitch.
Dude,
I've given it the old dust off. You know?
Yeah.
Right. I see some food. I see some Cheez-It.
A little Cheez-Its on there. Yeah. See, like those ones aren't as bad because they're foamy. This thing, like I could probably go and pull mine out, and we'll like last time I cleaned it, which was maybe a year ago. We put it in water after like maybe 3 or 4 years of me having, or 2 or 3 years of me having it, and the water was black, like the inside of my soul. It was like it was disgusting.
Oh damn.
So, but it's the same thing with what you guys were talking about. These inside ear cups that you have on your headset, replace those too. They're so much cheaper than you'd imagine, and you can get them from like secondhand for cheap, like for a relatively decent price, and it's so worth it. Like my old headset, I was looking at like the inside of the cups where the ears are, and it was just filled with like dead skin and fucking who knows, earwax, whatever you'd imagine. And you're wearing this shit. Like for me, I work from home. I wear this shit for 10 hours a day, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you there's a brand that makes third-party ear cups for these headphones, Jimmy, and
just DM it. Just DM me.
I can't find it.
And whenever you get a chance.
TikTok, isn't it? Well, the question, it came from TikTok, but the topic isn't about TikTok.
Yo, now that you're getting big on TikTok, can you start hyping my stream and help push me toward
Hey, can you host
partnership?
me?
Absolutely.
Can
Can you host me?
The partner
Can
push?
you
You
raid
want a
me
partner push?
Can you raid me on TikTok?
Hey, can you raid my TikTok?
Dude, TikTok's fucking insane.
It is insane. Like I don't watch. I'm a boomer. I do not watch TikTok. I don't do TikTok. However,
Can you please make like an overly dramatic edit of that and be like, you have to make sure you surround yourself with friends. Or here's a streamer tip. Surround yourself with friends that really care about you and that aren't using you for clout. Here's a couple of my friends that are just needing hosts and raids from me.
Can you host me for clout? I'm making a partner
Host
push.
me, bro. Where's
but
my
like it's just not like I'm not the target market. I get why it's popular. Like I get it. My wife's into it. She's older than I am. Don't tell her I said that. But
you're into
I
creepers.
don't like. I'm just not into TikToks. Like I just don't.
You need to be.
You need to be, dude.
I know.
TikToks, dude. Stonks.
I'm not into
Fuck, man.
TikToks.
TikToks?
When I can appreciate it, and I know a lot of people put a lot of time and effort. I only have so much time and effort. I only have so many penguins on my island, so I have to pick and choose which ones.
No, I got you.
So I am proud of you that you've jumped because you saw the potential for TikTok early and started doing stuff. And it's so cool to see that you're getting some notoriety on TikTok in a relatively short period of time. Like you blew up. Like you had, what was the TikTok that made you like blow up on TikTok?
He
all of a
killed
sudden?
Steve Jobs and everyone started freaking.
So the very first one that got traction was there was some kid who came onto TikTok. One of his first big videos was shitting on all of the streamers who give advice on TikTok, and then announced a Twitch masterclass, which was going to be a bunch of Twitch tips every single day for like 30 days.
Right.
One of his first videos was him saying, I've only been a streamer for 3 months, and I feel like I know exactly what it takes to build a huge community on Twitch.
Oof,
this is your
man.
Twitch masterclass. Right after saying, all of you Twitch streamers who are giving advice, you're just blue balling people. I'm sick of this bullshit. Y'all suck, blah, blah, blah. So one night, we're up. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, had a bunch of beers, playing Call of Duty, and I'm like doom scrolling TikTok while we're waiting for a round. And I see this come across my feed. So in my drunken state of mind, I just shoved my mouth full of Pringles. And what you can do on TikTok is called stitching, to where if there's a 60-second TikTok, you can take 5 seconds of it, put it at the beginning, and then you record after it. Well, I took the first 5 seconds of his stupid ass video. I shouldn't say stupid ass. He was trying. I took the first 5 seconds of his video and then took my phone and just acted like I puked all over my phone because of how dumb what he was saying. And that was like the first thing that blew up. And then I immediately made
So you were playing Call of Duty, likely mildly intoxicated, and just had a bunch of snacks, and that's what blew you up on TikTok.
That was the first thing that got me my first like 500 followers. And then I made a single TikTok about changing a proxy setting on Windows to fix a internet loading issue that I was having.
Right.
I think that's up to 120,000 views right now.
Wow.
And then as soon as I hit those 2 videos back to back, I went, need to take advantage of this. That's when I put up my Knackers trailer. That was just 60 seconds of everything about Knackers. That took off again, and then it just kind of started steamrolling from there. So in the past month, it's been 10.2 thousand followers on TikTok.
Wow.
Just from those like 3 or 4. So insane. On TikTok, there is a massive presence of streamers giving tips and communities promising support. So this is another one of those segments called
Host me.
Am I fucked up?
Am I fucked up?
Host me.
There was a gentleman, his name is One Hit Wonder, and he's
Should we bring them on the podcast for you to do a 1v1?
I'm actually thinking about it because I want to have a couple conversations with him. So
Are you gonna do a fucking Donahue segment?
not necessarily. Because I don't want it to be combative. I want it to be constructive.
No, I know you don't want to be combative. I know you. I just it's interesting because I mean that's pretty far different than your own thinking.
Yes. And I need to make an effort to bring in opposing thoughts as well as people that have the same type of thoughts. Because like we disagree on some things, but for the most part, we agree on a lot of the stuff. And
Yeah.
when I first have conflicts,
the stuff that matters.
correct.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times like Kick Tripod. We had nothing but bad interactions with each other on Twitter, and then we finally like he had left GoXLR, and
That
then
was
I
one
had.
of the best. That was one of the best 1v1s I've ever heard.
I agree. That was an amazing
really
episode. Yeah. So the premise of the
Did you
conversation.
listen to that one, Bish? Did you listen to that?
Yeah, that was
Did
a
you?
roast. I've had a one-on-one with Knackers, but
I have two. But I'm saying
wait, do I have one or two? I can't remember. I think I did two.
Maybe two.
I think two, maybe. Who knows, man?
Maybe.
I've been. Listen, I thought it's been like 6 weeks since I joined this podcast. It's been like 6 years, man.
podcast.
That's been a long ass time.
It has.
So anyways, gentlemen, one hit wonder. Again, no bad feelings towards the guy whatsoever. We had an awesome conversation. He had a TikTok post where he was shitting on the people that were making TikToks saying, I need somebody to raid. If you want to be raided, post your channel in the chat. Those TikToks get thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views, thousands of comments, insane amount of engagement. His post was saying, this is a really shitty way to get people to get into your stream and to drive engagement.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a better chance of getting rated, come into my Discord where we have a bot that automatically tracks who is live and gives you a role, highlights you purple. And every time I'm ending my stream, I look to Discord to see who's live in my Discord. And if you end up being there, then we're going to give you a raid. So I made a TikTok in response to that saying, isn't that kind of disingenuous to say, hey, people over here making TikToks asking for people to comment their Twitch links. This is bad. There's a really low chance of you getting rated. But if you come over to my side of the internet, in my Discord, there's a better chance of you getting rated because I do this, that, and this. And I kind of called bullshit on that because if his Discord gets to the same scale as these other TikTokers, you're going to have way too many people that are live at once. There's no way that you're going to give anybody an equal chance at getting rated. And I feel like it's really disingenuous.
I don't know how you fucking have the energy to think about all this shit during the day.
Yeah. I know.
That's stressful,
I'm not, and that's not like a put down or anything. But
Yeah.
like,
that shit fucks you up, man.
I've never even thought about this, and I'm thinking to myself, it's a whole nother platform. I don't even know how the fuck.
I hate snake oil. I fucking hate snake oil.
I do too. I think it's one of those things where you see it, you want to call it out. How do you call it out on a platform that you're not that familiar with, and there's a lot of younger people? Because that's one of the reasons I've stayed away from the platform, because predominantly that platform is way younger than me. It's not marketed toward.
I think you'd be surprised. Because
I know there's older people on the platform. I'm not saying there's not. I'm just saying it just by what it is, it makes sense, So I haven't picked up the platform not because I don't think it has value. It's just because I only have so many bucks to give, and I can't choose.
Yeah.
If I wanted to pick up TikTok, I'd have to like give up
hip hop.
I'd have to give up like the podcast. You know what I mean? Like
that's not
like
happening.
that. No, it's not.
So I think, Jimmy, you're right. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this format. Jimmy, I really appreciate what you just said, and that's fantastic. Really great job. 2 stars for you, gold stars. I think it's difficult to be that person. Like when you're in Jimmy's shoes or my shoes or whoever's shoes that doesn't really give a fuck about certain platforms, whether it be Musically or TikTok or whatever these things are. Obviously, those are like, you should be doing something on TikTok to some extent. I actually, a few seconds ago while you guys were talking, when I was spacing out, I just signed up for my own TikTok. I just did it.
Yes.
I just made an account. Literally just
Should I do it right now?
Yes.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, get middle.
Not using your Hotmail. You created a different email already, right?
No.
Oh my god.
I thought
I have one email.
You
Jesus
need
Christ.
you need to get a
Okay.
phone, man.
So
I
anyway,
have one email for all of everything that I use.
You can. Are you gonna say something about his email? Are you gonna roast his ass?
I'm
no, I was
kidding.
gonna go back to the topic.
I got it. Oh wait, yeah. I'm gonna go back to that first. So
Okay.
it's difficult to be that guy where you want to judge other people for the snake oil bullshit, but it's difficult to do that while not becoming the St. Louis couple with guns on their lawn. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
these weird boomers that are just doing this weird shit that they think is right, but they learned from like a Facebook group, stand your ground, some fucking horse shit that turned out to not be what you're supposed to do at all. it's hard to not get completely fucking shit on and like look like a total moron and outside of your sorts. My New Year's resolution, I usually don't really give a shit about New Year's resolution. It's kind of just like a new motivating factor. But my New Year's resolution is not to react to people doing stupid shit by shooting them down, but instead lead by example and show a better way to do it. With in what that does is it creates an environment for me to where if I can't provide a better example or I don't have the time, it's clearly not worth my effort to do it. So it's therefore not worth my effort to shit on it, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. And that is the exact intent that I went into TikTok with. Is like I knew a portion of what I wanted to do was to not only provide good information in regards to technology and streaming, it was also to stop the spread of misinformation and to try and correct that as much as I could. So, and I had to do it with kindness. If I'm ever going to react, duet, stitch anything, I'm going to be nice as possible, even if the other person is a douchebag. So that is like, that's the way that I want to keep in line, because I don't want to become a React Andy. I don't want to become a Ethan Klein where all you do is react to other people's content and then you just become a cynical bastard, which I have tried so fucking hard to remove myself from being a cynical person. So basically the question is, do you guys feel that those are similar? Because basically he responded to me calling that out, saying they're not different because like you have to be active in my Discord, and like he named off a couple other things that I can't remember. And then of course his community comes forward and says his Discord's so supportive. I've already been in there and I've been doing great. And what I want to say is I'm glad that you feel like you're getting support. Talk to me in 8 months and tell me if you still feel the same exact way. Because they're seeing the jump from 0 viewers to 2 viewers. And I also had made another video about how raids are not the key to your success. Like the impact that raids have on people.
It's very little.
Very, very little. I love using you as an example, Jimmy, because like you are a perfect example of all of the niche things in line that have equaled your success recently. And the category that you're in and the team that you're on and the status of both of those, like the quality of both of those, are both factors in where you're at right now. So
for sure.
I love being so close to you and seeing all of this shit unfold, because it's like it feeds my knowledge of like how shit actually unfolds.
And so obviously this podcast, that's the primary driving factor of your growth. Yeah.
If it wasn't for this, I don't know.
Knacker's TikTok dances and this podcast.
You know, I'm in my trailer video, I put myself flossing, and only one person
I like out of the trailer video. Yeah.
Out of the 700 comments, one person mentioned that I was flossing. Everybody else is too hung up on the pineapple pizza.
I've seen that.
I think of all the stuff I've seen. I'll answer your question, but first, I think of all the stuff that I've seen you create in your entire history through Twitch, through YouTube, through the podcast kind of being outside because it's just us talking. But of all the content you've created, your TikTok now is the most I've recognized Knackers as Knackers.
Really?
I just joined TikTok. TikTok for you.
Do you mean like it's the most?
It's the most Knackers the most Knackers that I recognize. As like I feel like you're genuinely you. Finding something that you actually enjoy doing. Like when you're playing games, sometimes I feel like you're like me, where you're like, if I'm playing Rainbow Six and grinding fucking ranked, or you're playing Rocket League, like you forget what you're doing during the stream at certain times. Like you forget that you're content creating. So like your content falls to the wayside of like what you're doing in that moment, focusing on winning the game. And I have that same issue. I think most streamers have that same issue. But the fact that your TikTok, like it resonates with me with what the Knackers brand really is. And that's like tech and knowing knowing what you're talking about, conversations. Yeah. Go ahead.
I want to interject by saying this, in that I had no interest in TikToks until knowing one of my best friends has a very interactive TikTok. So now I want to watch TikTok just to watch you do TikToks.
Thanks, man.
So, TikToks have come a long way.
I just downloaded a TikTok so I can watch a TikTok.
It definitely feels natural. Like
Yeah.
just the whole state of you can literally record a shitty video with your phone. You can upload a horizontal
Dude,
video
that's
to portrait
you,
mode.
though. That's
Yeah,
what you were already doing.
right.
TikTok is you. That's
yeah.
your freaking platform.
You're Tik-Tok, man. You're
You
the
are
Tik-Tok.
TikTok. So I
TikTok.
honestly think that could be a huge thing for you in 2021, linking your TikToks to your Twitch and growing your platform that way. You know,
100%.
in
Yeah.
a non-traditional way of growing. Well, what's going to become way more traditional, I see, because I think you're going to start seeing a lot of that this year. TikTokers that are going to be Twitch streamers. You're going to start seeing that.
And
Yeah.
I've it's funny you say that, Bishop, because since my break in 2020, I've always talked about mildly segueing away from video game based Twitch streams and focusing more on technology and crafting and just like general stuff like that, talking more about industry stuff on Twitch. Because like in streams like this, I feel completely in my element. There's no facade whatsoever. I don't feel like I'm trying. You're absolutely right. When I'm in Call of Duty or Rocket League mode, I am not streaming. I am playing video games, and I'm also happen to be live at that time. I'm not putting on a show.
It's like at a certain point you look over and see the camera and chat, and you're like, "Oh, I'm streaming again." Well, click back into that. Yeah, and click.
Yeah.
And, like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" So I do the exact same thing, which is why I recognize that happening. And that's why I like, obviously this podcast is that exactly. Like it's just us sitting in podcast, sitting and talking shit. To go back to your point about this guy's opinion, obviously I think he is misinterpreting the technology that he's looping into what this snake oil is. But in reality, there's no difference if you remove the bot's ability to find people that are live, to find people in that group, a list of people that have signed up to this thing or that have commented or whatever. The only thing that's there is the bot's ability to identify if someone's live at that current point. It has the ability somehow to select, like in a raffle system, one of those people that are live. So there's 2 steps that are happening there. Besides that, if you remove that bot's ability to do that, it's the exact same thing. It's a list of people taking a single step, whether it's commenting, liking, following, or joining a Discord. It is the exact same effort with the exact same payoff as a follow for follow system. It is literally just, hey, comment your Twitch channel below. It's the only difference is this raffling system or a tag that lets you know if that person's live. That's it. It's just a list of people that are giving their Twitch links, right?
And the other thing that kind of bugged me was a lot of the people that were coming back and supporting him were saying, well, it's not the same because, you know, us posting comments in somebody's TikTok is just boosting them in the algorithm, where he's not gaining anything from us being in his Discord. And in my mind, I'm like, you clearly do not understand what content creation is. It's all about attention. It is a game of attention. And you being in his Discord gives him the ability to be able to see what he's doing. Him being able to send push notifications. You can't send push notifications to thousands of people with TikTok. In Discord, you can do an at everyone and say, hey, I'm live. So I think that they were undervaluing what being in somebody's Discord really meant. But so I hear what you're saying.
Well, so I think a big one of the larger issues at hand is that you're also in this conversation, you're wrapping in his community's response, like the people that were willing to respond to you, their belief. That doesn't really apply to whether or not he's correct or not, because they're already supporters of him. And the general idea that because not all people have as much experience as you and the guy that you're having an argument with, right? So like you're gonna have 100 brand new streamers that are coming out that haven't been through the back and forth of being a streamer and all the ups and downs. So they don't really have the experience to comment on that, or they're not in depth to understand these things, like whether or not having a Discord full of people is the same thing as having a TikTok full of people that are following you. Like all that it is an ability to communicate with people at a fast or substantial rate, right? But I actually had something with Katie Peters recently where we were tweeting. She tweeted something out about Twitch with the PogChamp thing. I responded to it, and the amount of responses, like it was like 70, 80 responses of just like dumb garbage of people responding, that I wanted to sit there and respond to them and just be like, are you not realize, like, are you missing the whole point of what's being said here? But the amount, like, just because there were 70 people and only 5 of those people that responded were positive, and there's 65 of them that are saying, "Oh no, dude, the new PogChamp is the people voted on this. This is exactly what people wanted."
Were they responding to you?
They were responding to me, yeah.
Oh.
So it doesn't mean that validates whether or not he's right, or whether or not I'm right, or whether this, even though it's an overwhelming amount of people, those are just people that might not have as much experience or might not understand the conversation at hand, right?
Okay.
So I wouldn't even apply that to your whether or not you think that's whether you think that you're right or your buddy's wrong.
I'm gonna stroke my own sword and say I know for a fact that I'm right, because I've seen this shit for years, and people promising raids and support and the follow for it's all stuff that I've seen for absolute ever.
Yo, dude, I told you I'd follow you. You followed me back in 2015, bro.
Because these are the same type of people.
Now, bitch.
These are the same.
Follow works. The knackers, I'm gonna follow you. You better follow me back.
I'm unfollowing you now.
God damn it.
These are the same type of people that are gonna say, "Well, I've spent 5 hours in their stream and they haven't even stopped by once. I thought this was a community." So we'll see how that goes. Any thoughts, Jimmy? I know you were modeling during that whole conversation.
No, you guys hit it on the head. I mean, Twitch is a weird thing, man. Like, I have been, you guys know, my viewership has gone up dramatically in the last few months as opposed to where it's been the last 6 years, you know? So it does interest me sometimes when it's easy for me to tell when I have a new member of a community that's being weird as opposed to someone that's being genuine, you know? I mean, it's easy. It's pretty easy to figure out when you've been doing it a while. I think where people have a problem are those new streamers that don't know this from that. And you can have there's streamers that are new that have a lot of early success, and then all of a sudden goes fucking down dramatically, and they're like, what the fuck happened? Yeah. They didn't realize all the things that had set them up for some of that early success. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not even sure where I was going with that. So
yeah,
that's all right.
The problem is that a lot of like streamers that have early success, the problem that we're seeing on TikTok is that then they go and preach that
Tik-Tank.
Tik-Tank. They preach their learnings even though their model might not be sustainable, or it might not work for other people, right? And the other thing with Twitch that we have to realize is that we all have sort of similar kind of entry, like Knackers and I are very similar in having tech understanding, so we use that to leverage that into our streams. Jimmy, even you, with your background in football, being a leader, winning 0 games and then translating that to streaming works really well. So I think that like there's other routes to success in Twitch that we don't even understand.
Come on, man, I wasn't that bad. Come on.
Hey, listen, the only trophy I see behind you is for your mustache.
Bro,
and also a dildo.
My real house right now, man.
There looks to be a massive ribbed 3-section dildo behind the pillow right next to that lamp. Is that the bedpost?
Is that the bedpost?
No, that's a bedpost.
Okay.
It's a wooden bedpost.
I guarantee if you were to go up there, that thing would wiggle back and forth.
I mean, if you dropped some anal lube up in there, you could easily just drop your ass
anal lube. Oh my god!
Get up in there, man. Just get it all up in it.
And that's a great question too. Like, there's no way that Jimmy could tell another retro streamer exactly what he did to follow the path to where Jimmy got.
Yeah,
I'm on my own unique path. I've been on my own unique path for so long, and that's what's so hard about. Yeah, like, there are certain things you can recommend. I recommend to other Twitch streamers that I like that are new. I try and give basic tips. I'm like, hey, flip your webcam so you're not facing the outside of the screen anymore. You know what I mean? A simple thing like that. They're doing well, but it's like a simple thing they just overlooked. You know, those sort of things.
You're detail oriented.
Yeah, I try and help them out in that sort of way. But the reality is, everybody has different tastes. What appeals to a lot of people isn't necessarily going to be, it's not always going to be the same, you know?
Right.
I think my particular stream, honestly, by me being a semi-anthropomorphic beer, it's made me way more likable in general to people across the world by not being a white male. Because
yeah, fuck
I
you,
didn't
man.
even think about that until afterwards. But the truth is, I'm way less threatening than being a white male to some people. You know what I mean?
And after this podcast, your viewership's gonna get cut down a little bit.
They're like, oh my god,
God
I
damn
hate
it.
this guy. Who the fuck is
I thought his name
Jimbo's
was Stephanie.
He's white and a Texan. Shit.
God.
So
I'm
think
super liberal though, but
so with Jimmy being an example, if Jimmy took his recent success on Twitch, right? So like a few factors that he'd probably bullet point is swapping to using an avatar, not using a webcam, right? Because it's given him more confidence. Joining a stream team, and then what was the third thing? There was one more thing. Like one of the.
Well, kind of going in with the avatar means green screen. I got to be creative in doing all the scenes.
Right.
You know?
Okay. So
I didn't have any of that before.
So if you bullet pointed those three things and then made a 15-second TikTok and said, "Hey, here's how to become successful on Twitch. You want to use an avatar, you want to join a stream team right away, and you want to make a bunch of crazy scenes," right? People
I would never
typically
recommend that.
Yeah, exactly. So the problem with TikTok is that's what ends up happening. People that find success on Twitch in like one small facet grab onto those things and then they try to amplify that because they think that that's going to drive even more success.
Well, I mean, it's just like, here's the funny thing about TikTok or anything else is people, there's no such thing as like quick success. It does happen from time to time if you catch lightning in a bottle, if you're right time, right place, whatever. But the reality is there's way more people like me that have been streaming on a platform for 6 years that are just now getting noticed. Then there are the people that are gonna just get noticed and immediately get, you know,
It can't be
I'm not
boiled
even,
down into-
I'm not big time. I'm not. They tell me
You
hey,
are
fuck
now,
you,
Daddy.
no
I mean,
partner.
you have to realize though, Jimmy, you're top 0.5% of Twitch.
Now you are,
According to
yeah.
TwitchTracker.com,
If
I'm
not,
0.21.
so that's even even higher.
0.021.
2 points. 2 points.
Yeah, you said 0.010.
Yeah, that's because I don't know how to math.
Yeah.
And
So like
teaching the future
in
of our
relation to
generation.
most people,
I don't teach math, bitch.
you are infinitely more successful on Twitch than 99% of people on Twitch will ever become, even if they dedicate 10 years of their life. And that's
Yeah.
just
No, isn't
reality.
that crazy? Because look at me.
Even me, if I start
Look at
streaming,
me. Look at me.
you're a beer, but you're a beer, so you have
I
to show
know,
your.
but look at me.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful in my eyes. See, I see right
know.
through. I see
I'm
right
just
through the
saying.
facade of old man.
I
see right
would
through the
honestly-
You
facade.
see this and you're like, this is 99%?
Right.
This
Yeah.
is better than 99% on Twitch? You're goddamn right, bitch.
See, I would love to spend a whole nother podcast diving deep into that and having that conversation of like
What makes success?
What makes it today in 2021 in the yeah, dude, stashes, man. When are people gonna get the fuck on? Come on,
but
dude.
maybe-
If more people had mustaches, they'd have more success in life.
But the problem with that conversation is the way that we grew to like the number of having 5 viewers. It might not, like, our path to success might not be relevant anymore, and that could be a reality as well.
No, that's
We
what I
might not
mean.
be
I
able
want to talk about
guide
the
someone into
current
the
current metas. Yeah.
Yeah, true. No, absolutely, we should. But I think that's worth mentioning as well, is that I don't think I could guide someone to become successful on Twitch.
Oh, I fucking couldn't either.
In
Can you?
today's date and age.
Yo, and I want to say one thing real quick because I think he's actually new and I wouldn't normally do this, but Chocobo Inbreeder.
Ooh.
We love inbreeding.
There's a lot of stuff on stream teams and streamer stuff that can be done, but if you want to, I'm going to tell you right now, you really want the inside secrets on what a stream team does and what kind of things you can do to get better on Twitch.
Join a
then
cult first.
subscribe. No. Subscribe to the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast because we've talked about this shit a million times.
Yeah. We're not gonna take out of our day right now. Go back and watch our previous episode.
What's
pussy.
the goddamn last episodes?
Just kidding. Those are some loaded questions.
Yeah,
Um,
big time.
And
Not trying to shit on him.
Yeah, no, and we're unfortunately just we're getting near. We are at the end of the podcast now, and my bot did not record any questions from the entire show.
Awesome.
That is the first time that has happened.
I
I
actually
don't,
saw some questions that had gone up too.
and I'm super fucking sad. I don't know what happened. I opened up the spreadsheet and it was blank. In
Wait,
the
can you
past,
just what's the command?
exclamation point Q.
Why don't we?
Okay.
Why don't we just open it
Go
up
for
right
chat.
now? Give it chat. You got 2 minutes. If you got any questions, type exclamation point Q so we know you're asking a question,
Yep.
and then just fucking and we can scroll back and we can look through. But otherwise, we're just gonna make fun of Salty Sam.
Yes.
Yeah, true. So do you,
Okay.
do you want to just the first question could just be inbreeder, and you could just do some really small details, like find a group of people that you share a commonality other than just streaming, if that's what you're into. Just find a group of people that like something that you like potentially it's a game or something along that line. And then what is something we've always said? We've always said if the reason for joining the stream team is to grow as a streamer, you're probably doing it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
The advice that I can give regarding your stream team, if you've only been streaming on Twitch for a little time, forget about stream teams.
No, you shouldn't be. Don't even think about stream team until you've at least been on Twitch for a year.
Just find a group. Just find a group of people to vibe with.
Yeah.
I've been on Twitch for a little while. What kind and kind of lost some motivation into being myself on stream. What keeps you guys going? What makes you feel at home on stream? For me, my advice to you is to find something that you love so much that you don't even think about the viewer count. Like, think about something that you can do on stream that is so in your element, that you're so passionate about, that you don't need to look at chat. When you find yourself streaming and constantly looking at chat for something to react to, you know that you're stretching. You're on thin ice. Yeah. When I do just chatting streams, like when I load up a stream and we just talk about shit, yes, that's going off of chat, but if I load up on a subject that I'm passionate about, I can just go and go and go. Same things with these podcasts. Our scripts for these podcasts is probably less than 100 words. It's like we each have maybe 2 or 3 things that we say we want to talk about because this is in our element. So I would tell you that you would need to find something that you love so much that you can do on stream and you don't even have to think about the chat.
But also, just to interject, be careful with that. Don't become a Rocket League or competitive gaming streamer where all you're doing is tunneling on your competitive ability, because the competitive ability doesn't really translate to growth or like the shrouds of the world. It's rare that happens unless you get signed to an esports team and then they throw viewership your way.
And you're the biggest esports name, and
you might be looking at like all the new hype games that are out, like jumping on trends like Rust and all this stuff, and thinking that that's the way to find something. But in reality, like one of the things that I've tunneled on super hard when I'm streaming is just going back and playing something like Skyrim, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this is fucking amazing. And then the conversation's all about like the nostalgia from the game, and people come in and they'll talk to you, especially in those small communities. Jimmy knows all about like retro games. They have niche communities. Like Dark Souls is obviously a much larger niche community, but people come in and they'll just talk to you about the game because they're passionate about it. So maybe that's something in the past that you've been interested in. Yeah. Just find something to tunnel on and just do it.
If you've been streaming for any less than a year, just keep doing it. Don't listen to any advice from anybody.
Yeah, just do what you need to do.
Don't
pay for any advice either.
Don't pay for advice. I'm glad that you're asking for help, but the best advice
podcast.
Don't pay for advice ever.
That's another podcast.
The best advice is going to come from your close friends.
Unless you want to invite the person who's going to sell advice onto your podcast.
That's unfair. Talk about getting burned.
Wait, what are you talking? Wait, I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
Well, that's another podcast. That's another podcast.
Okay.
Wait, are you truly?
No, he's trolling. He's trolling.
No,
he's trolling.
All right. Okay. Thank God. Next question. When will this podcast move to Clubhouse? Jimmy might download it in 4 years.
Oh, he's talking about my Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah. Real talk. I've been thinking about changing the name of the podcast. For fear of copyright.
Freaking
welcome, man. Let's go up against the man
let's
together.
Let's call it cocksuckers and their bowel evacuations. That's a good one.
I am already the complete opposite of brand friendly, and I would like to kind of go in the other direction. What about Tik-Tanks?
What about two boomers, one coomer?
Yeah, you could do that.
I fucking love the name of the podcast, but I fear that if we got to a certain size, it would become a problem. So I've been kind of brainstorming that in the back of my mind. I've also been thinking about changing my own username because of the amount of flack that I'm getting lately.
Honestly, I'm surprised you hadn't already.
My name or the podcast?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you could. I think you can honestly, with minimal effort, change both and be brilliant.
The podcast would be easy. Mine,
yeah.
I would have to think on long.
It would
and
take
fucking
it would
hard.
take more time, but I honestly, if you wanted some, I think you guys and you and the community could figure it out. I really do.
We'll
You
see.
75, community 25. You know.
I know for a fact I need to change the podcast. I'm probably just going to give everybody the middle finger on my own name. We'll see.
Whatever.
Next question. I'm going down with TikTok having a much bigger reach / audience base. Is traditional media and or marketing dying? I know nothing about modern day marketing.
I'm not a fucking professor.
But
yes.
What is this?
Easy answer.
Hey,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
the answer is yes.
let's talk about socioeconomics and get the fuck out of here.
All right, Jimmy's got that liquid courage going on.
There's a reason that people tell you to buy or to subscribe to one magazine. There's a reason that magazines are dying. There's a reason that newspapers are dying. There's a reason that TV channels don't have content in it. The viewership is at an all-time low. There's a reason that the stands at NASCAR events are fucking empty. It's because people are onto new stuff and they care about new stuff, and that's always how it's going to be. And the incumbents of the world are going to die if they don't adapt. And that's just the way it's always going to be, and it's the way it is now.
Do you feel like
content.
Boomers use attention span as a scapegoat for their media dying?
They
What do you mean by
a fucking scapegoat?
What do you
So,
mean
whatever.
about attention span?
If you talk to anybody over the age of middle-aged stream, you have the conversation of, oh, well, the attention span of kids these days is so fucking small. Like, we have to do things this way. Like, we have to teach this way. We have to give media this way. We have to post content this way. Do you honestly believe that our attention spans are any shorter? Or do you think we're just fucking sick of watching an hour of Walking Dead and having a half an hour of content and a half hour of fucking...
This question for you.
Yeah. Let's get this boomer going. Fire him up.
I can answer this question.
My pussy's screaming.
Bro, this thing is us attention span, this or that. We've always been the same. We've been brought up with different things. All it takes is the right people to read and lead the right people. Like, when I know, like, I teach my kids in my classroom, and my wife is a great teacher. Like, you can get people doing what you need to. You just have to have the right people leading the right people. The problem is we don't have enough of the right people is the issue. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about a specific skill set. It doesn't matter if you're into science or history or English. We just need more like right people, you know,
Right.
Like people that are just gonna get everybody else going in the right direction. I think that's what our problem is. And I'm doing my best to try and get more right people in the world. You know, help.
You're my right people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
No worries, man.
Next question, I believe is probably last or second to last, from Tommy Gibster. What's the most important community building aspect? Consistency, topics, booze, etc.
Oh, community building. I don't even know how to answer this question. I don't really know how to answer this because every community is different, and so it's not like there's any one thing that you could say would be the most important for any one particular community. I will say this: if you're a streamer or a content creator on any platform, like a TikToker,
TikTok.
you should pay attention to your community, and you should respond to what they want. That's all I gotta say. So respond to your community. Make sure you're paying attention. I do stuff like my biggest way to respond to my own community is through Discord. So if something's going on, I will post an announcement like I got denied partnership. Everybody knows. Hey, wah, wah, I'm gonna try again soon. Okay.
Authenticity.
But I feel like I feel like enough people watch me on Twitch, and they want to know that,
Yeah.
because I posted that I was applying for partners. So I'm like, well, I got denied, but whatever. I'm not trying to turn this about me, but the point I'm trying to make is, as long as you are being open and honest with your community, nothing else matters.
Yeah.
I hate to even say nothing else matters, because that's a Metallica song, and fuck Metallica.
Can either of you name a streamer who got popular by variety?
Me.
You're in a niche. You're in
Good
retro.
question. So, okay, I see what your point is right now. A majority of big streamers that are named like Tim the Tapman, Moon, XQC, Soda Poppin', they all come from like one community, but the overwhelming growth and the survival of their channels has been in variety. So they had an initial an initial growth to create some sort of commonality. And my answer to the question of what is the most important community building aspect, it's some sort of commonality between, or common interest between a group of people. And then it comes down to conversation, content, and then consistency. Those are the things that I would imagine. If you have those things, like the interest can change over time. Like if you start your community based in World of Warcraft, like as long as you remain like within gaming to some extent, right? Like Soda Poppin' started his streaming through World of Warcraft. The majority of the people that joined his stream initially were interested in World of Warcraft, and then eventually their common interest created a bond. They created a community around that. They don't play World of Warcraft anymore, most of them, right? But because that was like the original linking factor, there's investment in the relationship, so people still stay there and they come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's that core connection that people still have that brings people back, if that makes sense. So
no, I believe that too.
Yep.
Yeah, because
my things.
It not necessarily. So I guess I could have rephrased. Not necessarily one game. Like when you think of Tim the Tapman, he moved from COD to Call of Duty, to Overwatch, and then over to Fortnite. But it was playing that game nonstop. Again, but you can't really grow that way anymore. It's super fucking difficult. But niche is definitely like honing in on one subject matter is a massive part of it. Personality is a chunk of it. Relatability kind of funnels into personality as well. And then, I mean, honestly, right now, just sheer fucking will and determination of being willing to put in the hours outside of Twitch, and giving yourself a better chance. So consistency, absolutely. Game choice, absolutely. You're muted. Jimmy, you're muted.
I was just saying I agree with you.
Oh, okay. So I feel like we could have an hour conversation on that alone, and there's a lot of basics that come to mind, and things are a lot different now than they were before. But definitely niche, consistency, quality is just kind of like, I actually have a video coming up about this regarding quality. How we like to say that gear doesn't matter, but gear absolutely does matter. And there is a quality bar that exists here in 2021 compared to before. So yeah, hope that answered that question. Tommy, I'm gonna negate to answer your second question. If you could purge any type of streamer from Twitch, I don't think it's a healthy conversation to wish an exile on anybody. I don't really like getting in the habit of talking down on other streamers. I just feel like it's kind of empty and not very constructive. But I appreciate the second question.
My answer would be Jimmy.
Jimmy, get him the fuck off. Give him a Tic-Tac, dude. Yeah, right there. Did you fuck up your microphone?
No, I bought the original.
Come on, you can do it.
So I bought the same mic stand you have. The problem is I don't have the special one that just puts the mic on at the end. I have my same as before.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
realize.
So here's the problem. The fucking rubber things that hold it, the shock mount, they fucking bust when you move them into different positions. They just over time.
You need a different.
So this one just
little mount.
busted. I'm about to replace it. I'm done on my last one. So I need to buy the $50 little attachment like you have to just be able to, yeah. It was my temporary situation, and now it's almost totally done.
Yeah, I can find you one for less than $50. I know what you need.
Oh.
You need a little shock mount. Yeah,
Oh,
easy.
I
next?
think that is all the questions. Chat, I'm very sorry about the bot. I have no, that's never happened in the history of this
fuck
podcast.
Your bot.
God,
Yeah,
chatbot
the
just let me
podcat,
down. You guys have any final things before we close this up?
No, man. Just that I think you guys are both extremely good looking, and I would 100% rub my genitals on your knees.
Thank you.
I think he's trying to get
Welcome.
out of the getting over it bet right now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We'll
So,
reassess.
man.
We got 2 weeks. We'll reassess.
Dude, I like.
By the way,
the
Katie
commentating.
Peters is confirmed for sure. We just gotta get a date.
Will that be our second or third? I feel like we had her a second time.
She's already
yeah,
been
we've had her
2.
too.
She'll be a
She's
third
amazing
time.
though. We like her.
At
Bring her back.
100%.
It'll be her third time.
Yeah, I've actually, we need to get some other folks on here.
Can we
I
get
have
Joe Rogan, do you think? Can we get Joe Rogan?
Bruh.
What about Biden?
Ben Biden.
Ted Cruz, we can ask him if he's the Zodiac.
You
killer.
a
Fuck Ted
fucking
Cruz.
idiot. What a fucking moron.
He's a Zodiac
that's
killer.
about as political as we're going to get right there.
Yo,
Um,
can I have a raid suggestion?
you
you
did
already have
not
one?
just do that. You
Shadow
did not
Legends.
just
Raid
cardinal
Shadow Legends.
sin ask for a raid.
Raid Shadow Legends.
I don't.
Shroud.
Okay.
Let's raid Shroud.
I'm just kidding, Jimmy. Who do you got?
Bonnie G.
Who?
Bon.
Oh,
Gerstenberg?
your mic had cut out.
Bon Gerstenberg.
By the way, really quick, we did this poll and I completely forgot to come back to it. When we asked, do you think Cyberpunk is a good game? 64% of you said no, and 36% of you said yes.
Are you saying right now?
Yes, in its current state.
No, it's not.
All right, well
Okay.
then I can't math those percentages, so we're just gonna leave that right
Yeah,
there.
I'd
what-
say it's probably 70-30 no then.
Shout out to the 30% of people that enjoyed it. Good for you guys.
No, I mean I'm not saying shit on it. I'm waiting to play it when it's
Yeah, when
patched
it's good,
and
good.
good.
Yeah.
you know what I
Same,
mean?
I
same.
also said it was bad, so I'm with
I
you.
played it. I was playing it until I glitched out. Like I was playing it. I would have kept
Yeah.
playing it until the game literally glitched me from where I couldn't play it anymore without losing 5 hours. So I said,
Yeah.
fuck it.
We'll see what happens. No Man's Sky 2.0.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jimbo, I will take your suggestion the next time. I have somebody that I've been meaning to raid. It's actually
No, raid them. No,
Okay.
no, please.
It's Kick Tripod. He's raiding in some World of Warships right now, or
It's the
Warcraft.
right choice. It's the right choice. No, I just didn't know if you had a raid target at all.
I didn't until I looked.
Yeah, you're good. Yo, I'm gonna do one thing real quick. My name is Jimbles, aka Middle Age Stream. Fuck knackers. Fuck this podcast. I'm out.
All right. I'm here. I would also like to say fuck you, knackers.
Where is he fucking going?
I think he's got another. This is stage 2 of the poop.
You know what?
Um,
He might have a. So right now we're in friend group B. He might have a friend group A meeting.
There might be
going
another
on.
podcast through that door. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
dude.
What do you think it would be about if it was PB football?
Probably
Sandals?
Yo, did
Snow
you guys
sandals.
think I was serious for a minute?
Absolutely. Yeah, you sold that like a Orlando Bloom. You're
Okay,
a young
sorry.
Orlando, man.
I
Actually, you
was doing
kind
my
of look
best.
like Orlando
That was my
Bloom.
best acting. That's all I could
Yeah.
do.
That was good. I also enjoyed you face planting into that coffee table or whatever the fuck
Yo,
is
you know
behind
what?
you.
Fuck you, knackers.
All right, Jimmy, do you want to do a proper, polite exit from the podcast?
Yes. My name is Jimmy, aka Middle Age Stream. You can find me at twitch.tv Middle Age Stream. Late stream on Twitter. I'm playing Dark Souls 2 right now, and Retro on the weekends. And by all accounts, Twitch says I'm not good enough to be partner, but fuck Twitch. Y'all come watch me anyway. All right.
Hey guys, my name is Bishop. I'm here on this podcast. You can catch me here every couple weeks. I'm also on Twitter at Bishop was here, and on Twitch at Bishop GP, and TikTok now at Bishop GP. Follow me on there. It's Big Poggerinos. TikTok, dude, got the stonks, dude.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. I don't know if I'm gonna make one anytime soon, but just like my streams, dude. Yeah, you might catch one, you might not.
By the way, I saw on Twitter that you uninstalled Rogue Company.
Yeah. It's like Rogue. It's like your experience with Rocket League. I had a great time, great game. Got to a point where like I just stopped having fun, man. It just kept losing, man. Or not losing, but like the game just kept going in a bad direction, and I'm just like, all right, man, I'm not having fun anymore. I'm taking a break. It's uninstalled. GG's. Great game though. I had a ton of fun while I played it. But
I did too.
Yeah, it was a great game. But, you know, it's like all games. Like eventually they just kind of.
Eventually, it just fucks you too many times in the ass, and you're like, I'm tired of getting fucked in the ass.
This is why, Jimmy, I think you might actually have the best, for your own sanity, the best strategy by playing older games that are kind of like they've already been processed.
They've already
through
fucked
the
you in the
ringer.
ass.
They've already done plenty of that.
Easy as well, easy difficulty.
Because you don't have to deal with like the decisions that the developers are making that are constantly fucking the game over, because it does fuck with your psyche. Like playing any competitive game that's constantly getting patched.
No. You speak the truth. You speak the truth, my friend.
It fucks with you, man. Because you're like, why are you doing this to me? Okay,
Yeah.
let me talk to you.
I know. I can do old school where I can just be like, I already know what's coming.
No one's patching this shit, baby.
Yeah.
I know what's coming. My skill is my
I'm just gonna play more Battletoads, man. The easiest game ever.
Now I know why Jimmy loves the turbo tunnel so much.
Yeah, because it's so easy. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, get it.
Maybe
get it,
that's-
knackers. Get it,
I'm
knackers,
talking
you
about a
stupid
penis
son of a
into an
bitch.
orifice, if you couldn't
I would
tell.
love to see you actually make it beyond 3 levels of Battletoads. You stupid son of a bitch. What?
Listen, if
Sorry?
you muster up the courage to step up to getting over it, I'll think about it.
Bring your fucking thing to the table, bitch.
That'll be part of the deal. That's what all. If you beat it,
We
Bring
already
the-
know,
put
we
your-
can't-
put
we
your
already
fucking
know
dick
we'll
in the
just
microwave,
outdo
dude.
each other. We're just gonna outdo each other. Here's what we need to do. We need to make a bet to where the community can either bet on me or bet on y'all. Okay.
okay.
And then we can like recompense each other that way or something. I don't know.
Okay, I'm
I feel
down.
like that's the right move.
Can't wait to
Yeah.
compens you, man. I
Yeah,
gotta tell
I'm
you.
gonna compens all
Dude,
over.
can't wait to give you
your
my compens.
sweater.
Yeah, can't wait till this
All over your
podcast is over.
Would you
so I can
end this
compens all
goddamn
over the place.
podcast?
Yes, absolutely. Hi, my name is
Okay.
Knackers. Thank you guys very much for checking out the podcast. You can check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and the TikTokers.
You TikTok smug son of a bitch.
Knackers with 3 A's on all platforms. This podcast will return next week. I'm doing a 1v1 with a fella named T-Rex. I was on his podcast about a year ago, and he's just a super fucking cool dude. And I am looking to get a lot of the new/smaller streamer perspective. He's somebody who has started streaming in like the past year or two, and I am really looking to just kind of dig into his brain, learn about his experience on Twitch, see if he has any questions, and I'm very much looking forward to it. He's a super cool dude. And then this, of course, podcast will be back in 2 weeks. Jimmy, do you want to check with Katie to see if she wants to do in 2 weeks?
No, she's not gonna be ready in 2 weeks.
No, okay.
I'll check with her. We're friends.
Yeah, we
You go
tweet
ahead.
each other every
You
once in a
DM
while.
her. You DM her.
She'll be like, who's this?
All right, that's it for the podcast, everybody. Thanks for coming out. We love you so much. Thank you for giving us your support and your chats and your time. We hope you have a wonderful week. Stay safe out there. Stay away from the snow. It's poisonous. Don't get COVID. Wear a mask. And best of all, secrete your buttholes. Have a wonderful night. We're going to be rating Kick Tripod. If you don't know, this gentleman was one of the main reasons the Go XLR came out. He's a product designer, so had a huge hand
What the hell is a Go XLR?
we know Jimmy knows. And he's actually now working for a new company for a secret project. It's another piece of equipment that's going to be coming out in the streamer space. Super cool dude. He's doing a WoW raid right now. It's chaos. I can't tell what the hell's going on. But again, thank you guys for coming out and chilling with us. We hope you all have a wonderful night.
All the goblins. Killing
And
all the goblins.
We're gonna do that, and
All the
then
goblins.
we're gonna do.
All the goblins.
All right, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye, motherfucker.
Thank you very much for checking out this episode of the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. If you would like to catch the show live, it airs on Twitch on my channel at twitch.tv/knackers at 9 p.m. every single Sunday. If you would like to check out the most recent episode of the podcast, you can probably click this little box here. And if you feel like checking out some of our highlights, you can maybe click this little box down here. And maybe I'll even put a little thing for you to click right here. No? Bye.